and we could be in love, lighting up the dark. But there's nothing I can do. I can never get to you. So I'm looking for a miracle. Like it's somebody be so beautiful, yeah. It's only a dream. It's how I feel. That you deserve better than me.
What is up? How's you doing? तारा भाई थक चुका है भाई। मेरे को मालूम नहीं मैडम लोग इतना शॉपिंग कैसे करते हैं। हाँ 3.5 घंटा शॉपिंग के आत्मा गई रे बाबा।
3 दिन शॉपिंग किया अभी तक नहीं थकी हूँ।
आत्मा गया।
3 दिन शॉपिंग किया मैंने, 3 दिन फिर भी नहीं थकी हूँ मैं।
कैसे करते बे भाई? आई थिंक अपन लड़का लोग के लिए 3 घंटा शॉपिंग इज टू मच।
तूने 3 घंटा किया भी नहीं है टेक्निकली, तूने 1 घंटा भी नहीं किया, तूने 40 मिनट किया है, उसमें 1 घंटा वेट था बिकॉज ऑफ द ऑल्टरेशंस।
तो बेसिकली मैं 3 घंटा तो था ना, लेकिन कच्चे में शॉपिंग क्यों कर रहा है? वो बिल बनाने वाले को भी शर्म आ रहा था, इसको इतना बड़ा अमाउंट का बिल कैसे देगा?
Funny thing is what, you know, I'll tell you. He's trying out all this sherwanis and everything. नीचे there is कच्छा. He's not even trying out the pants. कच्छे के ऊपर शेरवानी पहन के वो बाहर आ रहा है ट्रायल रूम के।
वन पीस बोलते।
वो अंदर गया ट्राई करने, बाहर आया नीचे कच्छा है। ऐसे स्टोर में ऐसा बाहर निकला है वो।
और ये उनके सामने बोल रहा है एटलीस्ट पैंट तो पहन लेना। ऐसा कौन बोलता रे बाबा? हाँ लेकिन मजा आया, हैवी मजा आया। बहुत शॉपिंग किया, बहुत शॉपिंग किया। न्यू ट्रेंड बोलना था अमीरों वाले। कौन सा अमीर भाई? इधर खाने के पैसे नहीं। आज अपन ने नया चीज लिया है।
नया
वी हैव ब्लाइंड बॉक्सेस ऑफ हैरी पॉटर। वी हैव 2 ब्लाइंड बॉक्सेस ऑफ हैरी पॉटर एंड 4 टेक्निकली 3.5 ब्लाइंड बॉक्सेस ऑफ वन पीस, जो अपन करने वाले हैं बाद में। ये लो,
बाद में खेलने जाओ तो
बाद में मैं बुला लूंगा। अभी है ना मैच चालू होगा। हाँ ठीक है, चलो अभी मैच चालू हो गया बॉयज। एक कैमरा किधर रखते थे, मैं भूल गया।
Let's go. I'm excited. That was so hard sitting there watching. I want to cast last week. Because you guys had some outstanding games. I expect to see it again today, but this flight path, though, for kicking things off, it's the southwest, up towards the east, pushing towards the northeast, but does favour the south side of this map.
कहाँ पे था कैम? कहाँ पे था? Down left इधर?
I think that for all intents and purposes, we have an interesting little
top
opportunity.
कितना भाई? अगर ये इवेंट में हम लोग टॉप 8 आते ना, टॉप 8, it's EWC baby. It's EWC. We need to make it to top 8 anyhow.
How are they getting it for free? It absolutely baffles me. And they're not challenged, and people don't push in. And
Milta bolte.
Again, like for me, the centre spots, if you can get a centre spot, it gives you an element of strength. Why? Because you're shorter potentially to
left
a
middle
zone.
ta,
If
left
not,
middle
you get
ta.
in the zone majority of the time. But yeah, unchallenged, XL, they get the opportunity to take it one away.
I'm very confused as to why Twisted Minds is orange. That this is scaring me. I'm scared. Why are they orange in the middle of the map?
Keeping us on our toes, mate. They're keeping us on our toes.
What's going on? All right, but we do have our circle go down as S8UL actually is going to be dead center for this one over at Lumberyard as well as Milta Power and stuff like that. So they
चले रैंक पुश करने अभी नहीं चले सेंटर में अपन सेंटर हाँ चले बताओ
else. The multiple times we had circles over in this direction, they were able to capitalize.
So
this is a great start for them already. They know how to play this out.
Which is home turf for them, right? This is complete home turf. Obviously, the X-Phase construction worker team, home turf as well, right, in that Milta Power. So they're going to have the opportunity for both these teams. And because they've scrimmed quite a lot and done events quite close to each other like this, they know where they need to go and not cross paths. The question for them is how far southeast is going to go, or are we going to kind of see it play up towards that north, play into that kind of prison area, especially on that east, because they have to be ready for that shift with the expectation that teams are rotating around and they are going to consolidate into that area.
qualified वाली team अच्छा खेले, new teams अच्छा खेलेगा, it will be tough. कुछ नहीं.
Get themselves Yasnaya
टॉप 8 में अपन
free,
पहुंचने वाले
commas.
खुद का मैच मत लगा, ifs and buts नहीं है.
They might have seen a challenge from someone like the Mythov and someone like that, but
कास्टर
they
का आवाज
went
कम करो, थोड़ा
all
ज्यादा
the
है, मेरे
way
को भी लग रहा है,
to the
लेकिन मेरे
west
को
side,
volume
dropping out early north of
actually में कितना कम
Quarry,
है
so
बे.
no challenge there.
ठीक है.
So that's okay for them. Look at
मिला क्या
little
सट्टा को है?
little
ओडिन
scab
मिला?
over there. Everybody's got their OBS recorders not working. Sorry, boys. Maybe
No
next time.
secrets
क्या
given
जिस
away.
को नहीं मालूम, this is one of the best, if
As a,
not the
I'm
best
enjoying myself. I don't
PC
mind
game
how-
ever.
It might be what you're saying. Maybe they're getting ready. Maybe they got their mining hats on.
थोड़ा बड़ा.
They just don't want to give away the strats. Because I'm really interested to see actually how many teams go for the
Odin
pickaxe.
Ordin
And
is like a
you
mind
mentioned
game,
it. Kick's social media tweet, I think it was really key. If you haven't, go give Kickstart a follow on Twitter because it was a really interesting topic to kind of follow along with. And I think it does bring up a good point about the pickaxe. Is the pickaxe worth picking up? Are you able to dig enough down? Is it something that you can maybe give up for to take some more utility? That's what I'm really interested to see what happens today.
कितने मैच में टॉप 8 आना है? आज के मैच में 5
I
मैच
genuinely think having
नहीं,
one on
sorry,
the team
पागल है
is
क्या?
brilliant. Like
100%.
Just
15
any particular move you can
में.
do. PWS kind of
3 दिन
if
में,
you're watching
तीसरा
over
दिन
in the
में stream
Korean
नहीं कर
scene, we
सकता,
saw a
तीसरा
few
दिन
players
तेरा
a
भाई
bit,
जा रहा है
like, a
शादी
few
में.
weeks ago in fact actually
2 दिन करने
of
ट्राई
them just
करेंगे.
messing
कल का
around
मेरे
with
को
things
आइडिया
and
नहीं,
actually
कल
being
मैं
able
कुछ
to
भी कर
actually
सकता
reach
हूँ
it. It wasn't
क्योंकि कल
actually that
7
long
के
ago, but
ऊपर
you know
तक
what I
काम
mean,
है.
right? Like Inonix for example,
बीच में
being able
अपन
to
G
use
fighting
Grit
करेंगे,
effect
लेकिन
over in
G
Swamp
fighting
Area and
करेंगे, वो
Tego
main
and
match है,
stuff,
main
and I've
match
seen
है.
it a little bit sprinkled in elsewhere so
आज
far,
पाप है,
but
आज
for the
पाप
most
नहीं, आज
part,
पाँच-
it really is
आज
people
पाँच
trying to
मैप है.
open up dips with some
3 दिन
explosives.
चलेगा.
And again, I like the idea that there's that trade-off. I like that idea where it was, that could have been used offensively. So it's an interesting topic for sure.
It is. I think we're going to see that story unfold.
Chidwai ki shaadi, Chidwai ki shaadi. Yay!
Are going to, I suppose, be the first to challenge and figure out what might be the right thing to take. Obviously, watching on this end, had a good chat with T-Bone, as always, the fellow UK guy. 100% not impressed with the performance the guys have been doing.
Okay.
I worry. I do worry because their scrims haven't been going their way, so they're clearly trying things. And the same top keeps coming up here, James. Are we over-analysing too much?
T-Bone.
For Ascend, it's a good question, right?
Hey, I'm stuck.
We'll let time be the teller of all of that one. I think that they actually did, I mean, they had a back-to-back win, right? It's not a bad molly.
एक दिन क्या मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ, आज एक दिन में अपने को टॉप 8 आना है.
Kind of running into all of
समझ
these
रहे हो?
teams on
तो
the
अपन
north side,
qualify.
and Levante
वही
is
तो
still
मैं बोल
doing as
रहा
much
था,
damage as they may
पागल.
want to do against the position there. CCE next in the boys driving around here.
ये सब question मेरे तक नहीं आने चाहिए, mod.
Will hit sprays.
Technical questions,
so a little
please.
bit of damage been done there.
अरे भाई counter पड़ी. Oh my god.
Get out of dodge there. Oof, jeez.
I know you mentioned obviously S2G and we spoke about some of the other teams maybe not performing to the level we expected. This was one of the big teams for me, Team Vitality. It's like they leave it to the last, like they're left to the last day of qualifications and the playoffs. They're left it to the last day when it comes down to the finals. Something doesn't get kicked in the first couple of days. So I'd be really happy. The level of aggression we've just seen from them already, if they continue it, that's the game style. Levante, the cheeky chappy he is, like he can thrive on that kind of momentum. I just hope they don't leave it.
Yeah, I'm curious about where those potential problems come from because, I mean, if you think back to what, well, 3/4 of the team did at PGC, right? I think that they proved that they're very capable, and in fact, one of the most powerful lobbies of all time being PGCs. But it felt like in the last 2 weeks something's not quite clicking. I'm not sure what it is. My conclusion then comes back to was bringing in Quizzy a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know because you know I'm saying 3/4 of them looked great at PGC, but I can't really I can't personally put that on Quizzy because I don't know the internal workings of it, right? So, but I think that there's still a lot of potential there for Vitality beyond what we saw in the finals, right? You watch the last day of the playoffs and you're like, wow, this is the Vitality we want to see every day. But it can be difficult.
It needs to be below. We need a top 2 or top 3. Hey, chill karo be. Chill karo re. Chill karo re. Calculator leke aa jate hain. Simple baat hai, chicken dinner chahiye. Simple hai.
Teams that qualify through the cups. These are all our regional partners and global partner teams that are fighting it out.
Ye team bahut khatarnak hai. Mere ko aaj bhi yaad hai.
Qualifications. Do they need this space? I don't think so. I think Vitality can bring the chaos that's needed. They just need to have the confidence. We see Team Nemesis though on that rotation round in that northeast corner. The same rotation they do all the time. And again, for some reason, teams give them so much space here.
Yeah, this is, as you say, it's textbook, right? They did actually fall quite early in a game doing this same rotation when we had one of these circles going over towards the east in the last 2 weeks. But they kind of got barrier teamed off. So I guess there has been moments where people have given them space, and then there's been that one moment where people didn't give them space, and then they kind of bow out. So I guess there is even kind of examples of it being shown that you can hold this team out, even though they are very good at the moment.
Just surprised me that they always seem to catch a kill 1 or 2. Oh, here we go. Example. Doing what Example he wants to do.
We're going down.
It's one thing that we've clocked from the scrims with Twisted Minds. A couple of things that they will go to a position, but you'll see one of them kind of play off to just a little bit further afield. So look at this. Example knows potentially if we see a shift coming back towards shelter, he might be in a position that's not available to be seen. Michael today in his stream was talking about using a pickaxe, make some dips, and leave the grass around because it's so hard to dig these players out.
Yeah, and the pre-creation of them means that you can get yourself so much cover. It just you watched just then. If you've not seen this properly just yet, you're watching how slowly it actually does dig down, and to an extent, it actually digs slowly when you're digging forwards as well. However, if you've got time to prepare like this, gosh, you're giving yourself a lot of cover. This honestly, this is probably, there's been many changes that have come, be it the mortar, be it the Panzerfaust, be it the C4, be it all this stuff. I feel like this one might have the biggest potential ramifications down the line.
I feel like this is the silver line. I feel like PUBG have been working up. They brought all these additional pieces you mentioned, right? And then this is the one that ties them all together, ties the Panda, ties the mortar, ties the updates that we've seen. And this, the ability, do I think a pickaxe is going to make a big change? Oh, to late game. Not to that circle. Wow, what a south shift. That does go back to that construction workers and the S8UL positioning. They're going to be happy with that. So unfortunately for Twisted Minds, all that preparation in and around shelter, well,
they got warmed up,
screen yeah, they might be crashing through towards copy and paste there and seeing what they can get done from there. But the problem persists that Team Virtus Pro, that had a bit of a magnet on them in our previous finals, has found that same magnet. They've got the middle of Milta at the moment, and are doing all right for themselves. So who's going to be able to dislodge them is the question. As a few teams are going to try and go for a bit of a wide rotate. It's Nemesis on that big move on the east side at the moment, looking to try and dip on in. I think they got all the way around and maybe look for compounds that aren't ideal, unfortunately. I think they're going to be able to try and take some of those because of the potentials of shifts away from water, but it does keep them in the game for now.
Now, if you're on that south side, we saw from the map, we've got Team Nemesis rotating their way around. On the east, they've gone in and around, so that power to see where they go. The Mines obviously made the aggressive play down, that forced teams away from them, forced them into sort of that Milta. As you mentioned, obviously, VP has already situated out. I think these teams, especially the ones with the depth of knowledge, will know, hey, there's a lot of water here. Let's wait for that kind of phase 4. Let's see if we can ride the storm a little bit now, because it should be playing back towards us.
या फिर हम सबको मारेंगे यार सब लोग हमको मारेंगे
दो ही ऑप्शन है just north of this circle. It's a good spot actually for the moment, but they're going to have to be very careful about any teams encroaching on their area. Because unfortunately, when these kind of trenches are in play, if you do start getting naded, those trenches feel like nade bait. They will settle
road
right
map
next
बताओ
to you.
भाई, ये देखो ये मैप है और ये जैसी झाड़ी के आगे जाओगे ना वहाँ पे रोड है. ये रोड मैप है. ये रोड मैप में जो जीता वो जीता. सिंपल है भाई.
Scary.
ये रहा रोड. ये ला.
So it's going to be scary, and also what's scary?
अबे हमारा cockroach.
Addition with the BRDM to be able to trench their way down and keep that into cover. Scav leading the charge, as you might find the reinforcements might boost him up this hill, as they will come in kind of from that north to northwest side.
3 महीने बचा 3 साल के लिए Binks भाई. love you too मेरी जान कर दे.
They can kind of play in and around that dip towards. No, they're not going to give him the helping hands.
Please, red zone. दो फटे. Cockroach पे अब फट जाएगा.
We'll
give him a push.
We'll slow down around you, I guess, and just kind of do a
बहुत
little bit of
overpowered
shocking,
तो
see
है
what's
बे.
going on. There's a red zone on them. They'll have to move on out of that, but the red zone's not going to have too much impact on the fact that, again, these red zones will start opening up craters if they get placed in important places. Which makes the terrain a bit more dynamic in the
गलत knowledge दे रहे chat को ban him.
Going off for a res, seeing what he's up to. Okay, so he only needs the 1 res, so I was curious about the timer, and then I looked at it's only a 1 res,
Back
so
to
it's okay.
man.
So where are they coming in from? Okay, northwest side.
Yeah, just outside that compound.
Catch a fan, yay! Loves this, love is too. Seven bye.
South rotation round. They've now pitched themselves just on that sort of south side of France. Good hold for them.
Map is fixed, but due to delay will be fixed in next 15 minutes.
We'll be seeing looking more in towards land because they are.
Join from S8UL.
Yeah, they are. It's
करो जय माता दी. कुछ नहीं, big name found someone who also like watch party of the best game.
Twisted Minds is orange.
हाँ किधर है? काश तो membership लेने बोलो. ये क्या बात हुई?
Purple.
ये तो one sided है तुम्हारा जो है भाई.
And actually we shifted away. We've gone straight towards Milta here, so there's going to be a lot of movement having to happen right here, right now for some of these teams. I won't be surprised if a good majority of these teams try and crash into Milta. It really depends on those edge positions and who's got the hold on.
आगे जाओ ना.
Here we go. This game number 1 is going to crash. Looks like Machina Wildcats get the better, not just 1 but 2. 3 reinforcements will come in. Marco is down, and they stack up and they knock over construction workers, but they had a price to pay for it.
Yeah, Crossbow doing a lot of work against that. Odin actually dealt with Code Marco on the distance, so now there's only 1 res that they can't get off. Maybe we can get a better bait. No, he's taking shots as well. There's no way we're getting over to him in time to be able to get him up, it looks like. On the other side as well here, now that Twisted Minds wanted to make a move, but they were greeted in kind by a team, just rotating on around them, being Yoga Benito. So we're just getting out of dodge here for Batulans, sending it on forwards to the rest of the team, see what we can get done.
Yeah, they're playing for zone now. Interesting, construction workers went down. That was their home turf. They weren't ready for the wave of bodies that were coming their way. Twisted Minds might want to try and pop some of these smokes out and use those pickaxes to dig down. S8UL and Team Nemesis on the other side here, James, again, riding the wave. Everyone else is kind of sent ahead of them and left them open train.
This is not ideal for all of the teams to have to go into for our circle one. S2G far north in Mansion is going to be going for an emergency pickup. Okay, so I mean, I feel like there's only one place they're going to go. I feel like it's only Milta. But the thing is that surely they're going to have like 20 gun barrels looking at them as they come down.
You know it's going to be really calm for them as well. Like in a wonderful morning, there is no beautiful blue skies, and S2G just descending from the heavens. Because at the moment, no one's really crashing. Everyone's already moved. I think they've missed tons.
I'm pretty sure you'll fall in love.
Yeah, it's about to happen. People are looking in the skies at the moment. It's just us here. It's in the snow if anybody's going to be moving on them. This is on the north side of them, shooting them a little bit. Habibi's already been knocked. Bit of a wild spray there from He-Man to try and do something about Artem. And the boys trying to send some nades forwards, not really being able to bury themselves in just yet, but Artem does go down to Justice as he was pushing them on the left-hand side here.
Good rotation round for him. He's found that confirmation as well. Onto he is down. Payne's got the reinforcements though, but he is the final player here for Vista team. He's going to play on the top, finds one. Takes the initial shot back the other way. Has to try and dig the information as he goes for the repeat here. James finds the connection, but TMO, they've got a collapse on it.
Yeah, the whole time Payne was on 2 health, so he knew it was really desperate times and desperate measures. So he does go down. Fist done for the moment. E-Man is going to be also gone for the moment.
Bings भाई result use करके enemy beard team के अंदर होते हैं never mind बहुत
in the middle of a circle like this, especially with teams leapfrogging ahead of you. No Slack is already in a position here where they might reinforce us 4 and then try and make something work, but we shift just north of Milta. I mean, considering the previous circle and where this could have gone, there wasn't many options. So, yes,
भाई क्या सीन है VP का बे chat?
Yeah, it makes sense now. Again, it's
वो लोग अब भी trophy लेने वाले क्या?
Side still remains in. Hive need to try and find the rotation in. Twisted Minds have been backing away from fight after fight here. They've not been ready. Now they're surrounded. The bees will surrender. Schengen finds Mithul. Perfectix finds Mogo as example. The spray goes through. Oh, it's actually Chris on the other side. Will pick up Schengen.
I don't know. Yeah, if it's Chris can kind of confirm that, that would be good as well, and does get that confirmation for Ascent to be able to get a few more points on the board. They're on the west side of Milta at the moment, holding that on down here. As Twisted Minds still looking to try and deal with as much as possible against Hive. He's already knocked Perfectix, shut down Perfectix as well, but it's Chris again with another steal. Good stuff here by him for Ascent to get a few more points on the board.
Qualified हो गया तो ये थोड़ी कि मैच मत खेलो.
Twisted Minds down to final body now. Example. It's not one to be
underestimated. देखा रहेगा वो वाले गेम में
so down bodies.
कुछ टीम्स क्वालिफाई नहीं होती है.
Working out exactly how he's going to try and play in because you say Team Ascend have visualization of this and he's running off the hill and needs to try and get into dip as quickly as he can. For example, just takes a moment, just take a breather.
A good molly. Oh no, it's too short. Never mind. Not a good molly. I take it all back. Although examples molly did work, and then Hive actually completely shut down now. Once again, it's Chris taking 3 of the members in this direction. So those buildings have really paid dividends here so far for Ascenders. They've been able to move in on that. And again, they're still kind of in part of that circle, right? So Nemesis is going to make a bit of a mad dash on the north side here of Milta, trying to go into these fields. But technically, the rework fields, they look all right for the moment. There's a little bit of reprieve that you can take here, but that's a lot of damage stayed. I'm so sorry, mate. Hide, run.
Run as quick as you can. Sometimes in the middle, he might get away with it. There is a little bow towards the field. And unfortunately, no, it doesn't quite work out. As the guys in the northwest, Team Vitality has got the information. And
एक से गाड़ी का HP 0 हुआ था ना, फटा नहीं, slow हो गया, बंद हो गई गाड़ी. क्या scene?
I've seen a few times in the past, though, even with these rework fields, sometimes a team on the north side of this field can survive for quite a long time. It really does depend on how the teams coming in from the north hill will be favouring them. But we will see, as Molodox is just trying to absolutely smash through those smokes at the moment.
Smash them!
Here. And have a little bit of a split to S8UL across some locations. So it kind of gives them a path into Milta if they need it, where Bestalosh is in the south side. But they're not going to need it. Bestalosh will be heading north to rendezvous with the rest of the team.
अभी भी zone के edge में है. कैसे तो? कैसे तो?
Uh-oh. Look at these craters, they're interesting.
कैसे बना ये
लेकिन? It's predetermined exactly where you want to go. Mortar can be short for them. But he does peek up onto the top. But the high ground, the guys have got. Zone has shifted again towards the north. So all these teams here, James, that committed towards Milta now have to consolidate on the edge, or they need to wrap their way around.
They do. Qatar is still kind of, I guess, range finding or seeing exactly what's going on, or did he?
भाई लेकिन ओपन जोन में हम लोग का एडवांटेज है पता है जिसको गेम नॉलेज नहीं है मैं बोलता हूँ अपन घर में घर से हम लोग को सब कुछ दिख रहा है तो अभी इसके बाद जब नेक्स्ट जोन में हम लोग जा पाएंगे ना हम लोग आराम से जा सकते हैं क्योंकि हम लोग को वहाँ से सब कुछ दिख रहा है समझ रहे हो?
The fact that these mortars are hitting exactly the same spot all the time, I feel like they're trying to dig their own trench to try and play from. Obviously, they've seen the smokes. They must know there's a team there, but it's not going to be the case here. Hackathon looking on outside the zone, getting the cars ready to go, and again, mortar fire was from them. So they get ready now to position themselves into this late game.
Yeah, I mean, technically, if you can take the fight, win the fight, be able to create yourself a dip later on, use that to your fantastic stuff. But the problem is there's another team ahead of them before they even get there. Jeez Louise, what is going on in this game? This is game 6. Ferris docking himself with a C4. Take away the rest of Bushido Wildcats here. So they knew that they had to make this move against this team, and then use that as a checkpoint to, I guess, try and take Nemesis's spot eventually with those mortars.
What an update we've had.
It's an interesting one.
Everything's being thrown at us at the moment. More fire, C4, positions getting held. S8UL, their bodies up as they are on board. They now move themselves towards them, and it's safety in the southeast corner. Vitality, we said they need a good start, and they're a team that builds momentum. Well, 7 kills here in game number 1 is looking strong for them.
Who gave Levante an MP5? This is illegal. I love that gun, and I assume it has literally 0 recoil in the hands of Levante. It does in mine, but it has negative recoil in his hands. Whoa, jeez Louise. Cristiano somehow took that mid to the body, and then it bounced off of him and hit the other side, a little bit deeper into the wall, so he survived. Good for him.
Finish नहीं मिला.
Hold on a moment. Be me. Watching this
भाई मारता है bro. ये actual में मेरा favorite player है Deepika.
Trying to find out Cristani, though. He's going to try and go for the peak here. SG will fall down. Grenade has that confirmation. Oh, he walks in.
Okay.
S2G sending a bit of a Hail Mary and does pick up Cristani.
This is the curse of the city, isn't it? I mean, all of these teams committing to the city, even though we didn't know it was moving out so far, and now they're kind of paying the price of having to move out of it. The circle goes straight north. Ascend has threaded the needle and been able to get into a fantastic spot after being on the west side of Milta here. Boostic, oh, of course, yeah, 500 damage. Boostic doing Boostic things. He doesn't even have any kills just yet, but he has such a huge impact on the lobby. Basically doesn't miss shots. As nades will go forwards to clear up this. Look at this.
This is what we were talking about.
This is the new PUBG. This is what we're going to watch. As all of these teams are going to have to make the decision. Do we survive a little bit longer and create a little dip for ourselves, or do we save this for later to use it against players?
It's just about inside zone as well. Spoke to Scav just before the games as well, and they mentioned they're going to try and take as many mortar fires, so maybe not the grenades that we've seen from Na'Vi, but they're going to be looking to try and take that. But it is now an element of judgment. Are you going to use the heavy utility to try and dig out a team and go into that late game and make that explosive finish that you need, or are you going to use it to find your way into late game? And with everyone on the outside edge, the city being given up, no wonder why we're seeing Na'Vi use the utility to try and find a way.
Yep. I mean, it's always going to be hard to get out of the north side of Milta anyway, with cars and smokes and things like that, but where are you going to go if all the places are actually taken, like the Nemesis location, for example? So you just got to make your own dips. As Spiro doing a bit of damage over in the distance here.
Only speaking about do I work in corporate after hectic day and pressure जब भी आप stream करते मेरा stress free कर दे आप love you मेरे जान कटे राल बाय प्लस लिखो love you मेरे जान कटे.
So he adapting to the meta very quickly.
हाँ. Navi दो team के साथ पंगा ले रहे हैं एक साथ.
He's deciding to send a fight between two. He swings off towards the other side, isolating one. Beamy finds a grenade. Example has everyone against him, but no one's looking his way. He finds an opening one that comes from attention. Na'Vi, well, it's going to be corrected, but Boostic put a big punch against Twisted Minds.
That was ridiculous. It's like
he's just thrown
he had no options, but it's an insane ego play. Oh, I'm just going to fight 3 of the best teams in the world whilst just dancing along the field. But yes, anyway, Mika trying to hold off for S8UL. They do have an MG3 in hand as well, so that is difficult if you actually want to make that peak happen. Spray though, brilliant stuff by him. And on the other side of things, Boosting and Spiro have shut down stage, so Nemesis's position is looking more precarious.
Oh my god, one HP chat.
Bounces back the other way. Mika still getting involved. Does find grenades, but Aries finds 2. S8UL, they're running the gauntlet. Mika will go down the spray, and Nemesis though.
एक बंदा बचा है उनका भी एक बंदा बचा है किसको कुछ दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है.
Doing some stuff down towards the bottom. I guess he's got a new 1-1-1 at the end of the game. Does that mean 111 kills? Probably. But kill you guy will deny some of those. Jeez Louise, a great nade against Na'Vi. They're gone. This is a huge game here for Ascend. They've got the circle as well.
Rise up, Ascend. We're going to see all the motes start flying in chat at some point. But look, Ascend, as you said, they threaded the needle to the middle early. They've got all their utility. They've not had to use it all like Na'Vi to get ahead. And there's one downside to these dips, and it is that you are so close to the rest of your team. One grenade, like Killy just delivered, that's the massive impact.
Yeah, for sure. I've been watching quite a few Ascend games in the previous week. Seen that they've been grinding together, even if it's just, your normal pub games and stuff like that. They are definitely taking this very seriously. And maybe it pays off here already in game number 1. Scav in a BRDM, just chilling,
MG.
It's a very Finnish play style. Get in the BRDM alone and have nobody near you at all times.
Repair it as well. They've got an MG though, James. They've got an MG. Just delete it. But no, S8UL, they're going to send it towards the end game. They go around towards the south side, towards Ascend's position though. They find a dip, they find the crevice. The smokes will come out of instant, but I worry though how much utility has Ascend got. But Ascend got other things in their mind. He finds Quizzy, and hello my fan.
Forward here against gets annihilated. It's Sata doing a lot of damage here from the north side, and now No Slack has carved out a huge swathe of area up there, especially thanks to the fact that S8UL didn't think that they could actually stay on up there. Get away from that. Crawling on away.
Nice one you expect. Unfortunate. Nice use though, taking away the opportunity that was produced by S8UL for him, but it's going to be the end of him though. Crexy will find Keta. Our champions though. On phase number 1, have to drive forwards, and they're running out of bodies and quick.
How far do the trees go down into the ground? This is something I need to go and test. Like, putting some nades down there and seeing how far it actually goes down. But yes, we have still Ascend in, still trying to heal through that blue zone. Good stuff by Chris. 249 in hand at the moment. I think No Slack is taking such a strong position on these vengeful circles. It depends if the circle does go their way. Of course, if they get forced out, then yeah, they're going to have to move. But they've got so much control on that northeast side. I think this surely should be their game if things don't go awry.
They just need to dig Ascend out these foxholes that they sort of buried themselves around.
Oh my
God. They got the high ground.
Shot.
They're now starting to find the kills. Great shots though. We'll find one. The tree does go down on the ground. We're just seeing a little bit there, but how far? That's the big question for chat. IXE's trying to find out for us as he continues to dig his way down.
Minecraft
a helmet, so maybe a little bit more depth into the burrows of our angle will help him out.
अभी अपन नहीं है zone में. अभी अपने लग गया.
Killy Kai and the boys here.
अभी लग गया. VP का पहला वो एक बंदा मर जाएगा तो फिर थोड़ा extra points मिलेगा अपने को.
Good old Keter as well. Trying to throw a few more names forward here to try and get rid of the problem that is behind them, the thorn in their side, the tick that's trying to burrow in behind them in Beamy. As another nade goes down. Killy cannot take anything from that. That's okay.
I think he went underneath the car.
He might have, yeah.
All the teams have put cars really close to the outside of their little foxholes. Scav, with the tank will
right वाला बंदा भी चला गया बे अपने से दूर.
He hasn't got the helmet again, so they've taken again huge amounts of damage here, but they've got the bodies now to throw this. They're up.
अभी भी chance है. No Slack के सामने chance नहीं है.
2 versus no more with Beamy.
Top 3 आ गया. चार एक और point मिला.
And there was a shield. I just kind of glanced at them.
Ace versus Slick, sexy वाला. हो जाए.
But yeah, a shield there. Thanks, Avenger. Sata and the boys here. No Slack. Surely you should have this in the bag, is the question. But now Ascend is moving around on this western side, seeing if they can find a little bit of an opportunity. There is a world where No Slack becomes the first team engaging, and in a 3v2v4, even if you're the 4, it's not necessarily the best of situations to be engaging first.
Also interesting to see if the BRDM just drives over these little foxholes. But again, that's what Michael was talking about. See how the trenches there and the grass? It's really hard to figure out exactly where they are. They need the utility. How much is No Slack expelled? Keta using the smoke. He's going to go up towards that tree. He's going to use the time to dig himself a new foxhole. And he'll find safety right by the next tree.
Yeah, well, I think one game into PEC, we really answered the question, didn't we? How many pickaxes are we going to see? The answer is yes. I think that it's a very EMEA playstyle, I think, as well, though. Right? Just dig yourself in. Go moving on away. He's got a good spray there.
Anti, not bad.
With a Famas mind, but I think he's gone soon.
Not bad.
Shut down its Chris as well.
Yeah, Sat on the other side.
Farming
Multiple fights. Trying to step out. Scav's got to be careful. He's got that left peek. Adusi uses the time just to move his way forward, and they use the opportunity to nail in. Scav's going to use the opportunity, the gravity, and be on the M's. Oh, it did go over the soft fin, but the back wheels will flat him in. Adusi, he's out from S8UL, and it's just Keta. One foxhole remains. 4 bodies from no slack, and it has been answered. How deep can you dig? You can dig pretty deep here on a angle.
And no slack gets themselves the first victory as soon as S8UL moved from that northeast.
भाई जिसने ये स्ट्रैट बनाया उसको ही तुमने ऐसा किया ना, कर्म मिलने वाला है. कौन सा टीम है? नो स्लैक भाई. नेक्स्ट मैच तुम लोग का इंसेन जाएगा. इंसेन बैक टू बैक चिकन डिनर सुना है हम लोग देखेंगे.
Galore. We've seen utility being used from a defensive and an opportunity for teams to get through. I'm sure, Martin, you've got loads to say about this.
Yeah, what a great game.
Cockroach देंगे भाई. लास्ट जोन में अगर बस फुल एचपी वाला वो व्हीकल है ना, वो जीत गया. इतना तो मैं समझ गया.
Playing uphill in Milta, right?
उसको ना कोई तोड़ रहे ना कोई फोड़ रहे, उसके लिए बस वो रॉकेट लॉन्चर चाहिए. क्या है वो? पैंजर भाई. लेकिन W पहला गया
to the sides, to kind of the bottom of the hill, to the other side. So
every
angle of the new circles become playable with a few nades, with the mortar and stuff. So I really liked it. But then again, as you said, guys, there's a lot of denying those kind of small spots and drops that you can be in with just a little bit of utility. And I think that's what the team figuring out quite quickly here.
It makes it particularly interesting to ask the question of like what actually happens when we get to field endings on Erangel and things like that, which were just normally beat open, but then the already utility goes down anyway, so we're going to see a lot of potentially more playable angles and opportunities here for these teams. But down, I'm impressed that some of the teams still survived coming out of Milta, and of course, Mark, it was Virtus Pro that survived longest coming out of Milta, which I mean, I guess technically pseudo S8UL was on the very far east side.
Top 3 crazy. Top 3 is crazy. लेकिन points के हिसाब से I think we are 4th if I'm not wrong.
Just throwing grenades.
But जो भी है sexy.
Teams sort of delayed their approach and took their time to get in and get the results here for game number 1.
Not bad.
20 points going the way of no slack.
We have to stay at top 8.
For Ascend, who was able to do fantastically from the west side of Milta into the middle as well. Just losing T1 a little bit earlier here, Avenger. Maybe that could have been the determining factor if they had 4 alive in the final moments.
Yeah, that could have been at least them having a chance at it, right?
Next game,
the amount of control, the no slack hat coming out from Lumber Camp was just undeniable, especially with those northern ships.
Azulila होगा रात को शायद से हो सकता है क्योंकि मैंने पूरा स्ट्रीम तो नहीं कर पाऊंगा.
That was just a straight up gift for them, and they played extremely well. We're always talking about this situation where, sure, you get the gifted games, but you have to capitalize, and that's what they did in this game.
Family friendly रखना, TP हो आप.
And of course, Boostic, number 1. Yeah, 765 damage. I don't think they even got that many kills, Mark, but he's still just shooting everything.
Oh, you saw his outstanding shots as they encroached and pushed on towards that kind of Na'Vi. But interestingly for me, it's Chris, only 4 kills. 3 of them came from quite early on between that kind of hive.
Na'Vi got eliminated due to very good and unexpected nades. And the team which was nading Na'Vi got engaged in another fight. Therefore, we were left unattended. Very fortunate for us as a start. W. इतनी peak detailing. This is what I was gonna say. तूने मेरा मुंह से बात छीना. मेरे मुंह से सेम चीज मैं बोलने वाला था. अभी मैं क्या बोलूं? बोलने के लिए कुछ है नहीं. हाँ, सेम टू सेम इसने मेरा माइंड्स का बात लिया है. सेम टू सेम.
Like, okay, guys, if we get into a spot here, we have pickaxes. We actually have a playable area where we're going to be able to get some points from. That's what it definitely felt like, and I think that's where the
qualify process
separates himself from the great players, because this is going to get you tons of points. Look at it already now. Like, they're halfway away from a playoffs day 1 qualification.
not bad at all. Not bad at all, as you can see here, as pressure was put on against them here by Virtus Pros. That was the team focus for the most part, but it was always going to be hard for Virtus Pro to get out of Milta. What's an interesting mark about the changes here from the terrain changing, explosives, things like that, it feels like it makes follow-up nades more powerful, because suddenly there's a bowl there compared to like a flat ground. So if you can get a few in exactly the same spot, you're maybe confirming even more damage than normal.
Especially if they sort of sink into the hole, they get captured in there. And I think one of the biggest takeaways, especially not just from the scrimmage, but that one game alone, is we see teams now forcing bodies out. We cannot all be here as a four. We have to send one out. We saw Nixie from VP there in the clips.
कुछ नहीं बोलते, जिंक्स हो जाएगा. मैं कुछ नहीं बोल रहा. हो सकता है अपन क्वालिफाई ना करे. ठीक है, मैं कुछ नहीं बोल रहा. खोलते क्या खुलेगा चैट, क्या खुलेगा? वन पीस के इसमें खुलने का चांस है. ये खुलने का चांस है. जोरो और लूफी, ये मेरा फेवरेट है. उसोप सीक्रेट है. ठीक है, उसोप मिलेगा तो भी चलेगा. ठीक है, जोरो भी चलेगा मेरे को, वो भी चलेगा. समझ रहे हो? वो बेस्ट लगता है मेरे को. सांजी, तुम घर पे लेके जाओ सांजी का मैं क्या करूँ? कुछ तो हम लोग को मिला है. आई थिंक ये स्टैंड है, नीचे रखूंगा. और उसके बाद हम लोग को एक सेकेंड, इसका मतलब हम लोग को लूफी मिला है क्या चैट? कार्ड में लूफी लिखा है. हेलो, इसका मतलब इसके अंदर लूफी है क्या? हो गया, हिट मिल गया. अभी बाकी बेच दूंगा मैं कल. चैट एक्चुअली, हेलो पंकज लोग हो जाएगा.
अरे तो खोला, अकेले खोला तू. अकेला क्यों खोला पर?
मैं ऐसा लक चेक कर रहा था. मेरा क्या है, मेरा लक चेक कर रहा था. अभी तू खोल. अभी मेरा तो हिट है, तो फिर तेरा लक तो खराब है. अभी कुछ बचा नहीं है तेरे लक में.
मैं हैरी पॉटर वाला खोलती हूँ ना.
हैरी पॉटर वाला खोल.
ओके, हमको एल्बस स्नेप कौन सा चाहिए? मेरे को डम्बलडोर चाहिए या तो स्नेप चाहिए.
नहीं, मेरे को वो चाहिए.
डॉबी चाहिए.
डॉबी मेरे को डॉबी चाहिए. पंको, इसमें एक टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स है.
क्या?
उसमें कार्ड भी है शायद, देख.
हाँ, कार्ड है.
कौन सा है?
हैरी पॉटर.
एक सेकंड, तेरे को हैरी पॉटर मिला?
हाँ, क्या?
हाँ, जो कार्ड है वही है अंदर. क्या?
ये तो सीक्रेट था ना? अबे ये तो सीक्रेट था. दिस इज सीक्रेट.
बेचो.
ये सीक्रेट था क्योंकि ये इसमें है ही नहीं. I got secret.
दोनों में कैसे बेट? दोनों का मेन मिल गया, बाकी बेच दे के बंको. हेलो, दोनों का मेन मिल गया.
हाँ.
तो बाकी क्यों खोलने का?
बेचने का नहीं है.
क्यों भाई, बेच दूंगा 2000 में.
कौन है?
मैक्स सीट बे. पंको, इसके गाफ में घुस नहीं रहा है. घुसा. Well, here it is. Just saying, 1v1 में मैं ही जीतूंगा. Just saying. हैरी पॉटर नहीं जीत सकता.
कड़ावरा कर दूंगी.
कड़ावरा कुछ नहीं होता.
अवारा खड्डा.
Just saying.
ये ले लूफी तेरा कार्ड.
अरे मेरे को मालूम ही नहीं. मेरे को ऐसा कार्ड दिखा, मेरे को बोला क्या है करके. इसके अंदर जो कार्ड है वही निकल रहा है.
तो अभी कार्ड नहीं देखेंगे. मैं एक और खोल रही हूँ.
पहला कार्ड देखूं मैं
एक और खोल रही हूँ चैट.
कार्ड देखेंगे, अगर कुछ गंदा रहेगा कार्ड वापस डाल के भेज देंगे. और है कि नहीं चैट? पंको मैंने उल्टा डाला है शायद.
हाँ. Guys, guess करो. Dobby है? Oh, this is so cool.
Bro, ये तो मैंने बोला था चेक, ये अकेला अलग दिखता है.
हाँ. Morning.
थोड़ा ऐसा डायमंड सा दिखा करके. कैरेक्टर नहीं मालूम.
अरे वो बाथरूम वाली है.
लैंग्वेज.
चेंबर्स ऑफ सीक्रेट.
ब्रो लेकिन दिखता कितना प्यारा है ये.
हाँ. She keeps crying and she had a crush on Harry.
पक्का स्क्रिप्टेड है. मेरा फूफा का चाचा का लड़के का कंपनी है ना ये स्क्रिप्टेड करने के लिए. मेरे को दे लूफी दे जल्दी दे, मैच चल होने वाला है.
जल्दी ले.
लूफी. ये वाला आई थिंक इसमें जोर है पंको. ये खुला हुआ वाला था.
नहीं ये खुला हुआ है.
कौन सा खुला वाला है? एक खुला वाला है जिसमें 100% जोर है. एक्चुअल में वो लोग बस 3 ही बॉक्स थे. मैं बोला यार उधर जोर है वो दे दो ना चौथा बॉक्स. नहीं सर वो खुला हुआ है. मैं बोला चलेगा मेरे को लो जोर ही चाहिए मेरे को चलेगा.
नहीं ये पैक्ड है. मैंने देख लिया क्या.
मेरे को खुला वाला दिया तूने. यही है वो. यही है.
बता ना लोगों को. बता
यही है. लो मेरा लो जरो.
ये ले. मेरे को पता है इसमें क्या. मैं तेरा
इसमें वो कर.
हाँ मैं कर रही हूँ. ये ले.
क्या है इसमें?
है कुछ
क्रेजी है कि ओके
पता नहीं. तेरे को पता.
ये जोरो का ये कैसे गिरा?
क्या है ये?
पता नहीं.
अरे उसका स्कोर का है ये तो.
लो जरो. चॉपर मिला बॉयज. चॉपर बोलते ये पंको मैच चलो गया. चल ये कार्ड्स भी रख देते पंको. मैच चलो गया.
ऐसे कैसे जाएगा
वो जान दे.
Back to the match. Don't get him started.
हो गया ना. सब खोल दिया ना.
It was a good result. It was controlled. Very finished start of play. Game number 2 now is coming in from that north, pushing that northwest down towards a south. In favour of one of the sides of the map. Miramar slightly bigger, so we might see some of the other teams, especially some teams that favour this train, sort of come out swinging. Again, we have to factor in, James, the difference that train can do, and obviously with the update, Miramar can have a bigger impact, because when you look at some of the open fields, there's a lot more difference play about with.
Small concern there for a second for Killia Kai, dropping a little bit further away from the send. I thought maybe he was going to go for vehicles, and he did actually get one, so he's just going to be driving past Yoga Benito here. I think they also have vehicles as well, unless not he's going for a gun, can shoot at him, but looks like he's deviated away from that driving angle there, so even if the white gun was in hand, it would be very limited. Might even be iron sights, who knows. But Gedrock's looking for Yoga Benito as well, seeing what he can do. Chasing him around. All right. Oh, he did
अपना टीम जैसे वो हो गया.
He went the opposite way.
सच्ची बताना कितने का प्रोमो डील है ये. अरे नहीं रे बाबा.
Does have the ace in hand, has got a mag and a spare. Try and work his way forward. More ammo to be had. Swaps towards that barrel as the rest of, I suppose, Vitality to try and reinforce it. With Yoga Benito with the numbers to start with, they now have the numbers against them.
But these are the kind of things that you've got to be careful about if you're going to drop far and wide for vehicles, right? Like if people are going to drop on top of your spots. I mean, Vitality is no stranger to having to unfortunately deviate away from San Martin when other teams are dropping there, so they'll go to Hacienda.
नहीं मेरे को मेरा चॉपर और वो मिल गया. मेरे को 3 मिल गया. चॉपर और
close to them on that split drop, you will take casualties.
नामी नहीं है ये. रॉबिन है. पागल क्या नाम है?
Kazani comes on the outside, knows the reinforcements now coming behind him. Towards the inside, already gone up on the outs. Kazani goes back towards the wide. Here's the shot as he swings his way around, and he does find it. Levante goes down as he had to reload.
Will the reinforcements come in time? Cristiani did not feel like staying out there
for
the finish off of the flush. Gedrock sticks to the roofs. And a little bit exposed there, so has to take some cover. Panzer Faust! Oh, okay, shotgun before the Panzer even goes off. Lovely.
Lovely crowd shot as well. Denied the opportunity for that Panzer. Yoga Benito. taking the driving seat now forward away
1100
from Team Vitality, who started things off. And again, more points than they got last week on phase number 1, but definitely a full stop towards the momentum. They had to try and dig out, starting to find Jedrox, and it seems and feels like a one-man army here from Joga Benito.
I mean, this is the thing, right? They didn't make it through to the finals in the last one, but I guarantee you, after talking to some of the teams, some of the players and stuff like that, they do not take Joga Benito lightly. So if they get into the finals, you know that there's still an extra threat there lying in wait. And the circle favors these kind of fights as well. So Joga Benito's getting off like a bandit right now, and Quizzy's running away like a bandit.
He's running into danger though. Cruz, construction workers situate themselves out. They have played towards that west, towards Oasis. They've played instantly towards that high ground on the west as well. Good play from them. That's going to give them a lot of information for these teams that are going to try and flood their way through water treatment. The rest of these teams are on the move, and it is going to be down. Quizzy cannot avoid cars. Quizzy goes head to head, and unfortunately for him, he will fall though as he clashes with Crossberg, but clashes his way out.
That's one team from top 3
because he was in the bus of all things, right?
Just avoid it though, it's huge, avoid it.
It was not early fight.
Well, yeah, that happened. All right, so from 0 to 0, unfortunately for Vitality. I said, from 0 to 1 point, you'll get your 1 point here for taking down the Joga Benito player.
Oh my god,
they're coming into exactly the same compounder, S2G and Hive. They could swap colors actually, and it would be perfect, but as Hive's purple and S2G's in this interesting Hive color. But anyway, looks like that's the battle of the colors for the moment as Mogor start things off well.
So early fights बहुत होते हैं ना बे.
Why wouldn't you? And they've got the cars to expel it as well.
Changes तो होएगा बे. There is no way
park up in a dip.
Changes
get a pick up. S2G find the compound. They find safety now. Some of these teams sort of rotating their way in. Store again, team's not moving it. No slack. Store and El Pozo, they're not moving. Twisted Minds just got shifting now.
थोड़ा सा no slack को भी support कर. No slack तो जितना वाला है ये
Southeast corner favorite है. Not quite shifting just yet. Not in a rush to get to the Northeast corner.
No. And I think also when a circle like this, if you're looking at some of these teams rotating on the far east side, or even teams kind of coming in from the far west, I'm not totally opposed to like an emergency pickup and going far northeast of this circle and just trying to find vehicles up there either. Like that could also work here. There are definitely options available because you know that there's not going to be anybody up near where Campo Militar is, where Tierra Bronca is, etc.
No, and then we're getting that zone shifts back towards that northeast. That'd be amazing.
हमको नावी या ट्विस्टेड माइंड से ऊपर रहना है हम लोग को सबके ऊपर रहना लाला
even if it goes back towards Cruz, I think it's going to be quite difficult because I think we are going to see all these teams sort of situate central down central to central southwest. So
and then watch party ये most likely नहीं होगी कि मेरे को 4 बजे निकलना पड़ेगा.
That kind of chaos in that phase 3.
4 बजे कल्टी 5 बजे सो जाऊंगा 2:30 बजे उठ जाऊंगा.
Representative that was able to get into the final prior, and they're looking to do it once again here. As currently 6 points on the board, not too much to their name, but of course they did find a wild Quizzy rummaging through the bushes there for a second.
Tension na lo.
They'll take. They'll be happy with that.
They definitely will. Looks out.
कैसे हो बड़भाई?
Main road up towards Hacienda. They're going to be following him from our Twisted Minds, who are just ahead of him now.
बड़भाई कुछ किया तो बोलना मेरा फोन मेरे पास नहीं है.
No change really to a lot of these people. As you mentioned, no Everlong, so a free take again for X-House.
VP और नेमेसिस क्वालिफाई हो गया थे ना. अरे तो मैच तो खेलना पड़ेगा ना भाई.
Falcons, we're the big dogs. We're going to be going there, and then like, oh yeah, H-Wins left our team. Oh, we're going to challenge them on there. Ha ha ha, lol. And then you know,
tournament तो खेलना पड़ेगा ना.
As well, you've always got 17. Then the like
17.
And then you come to EMEA. It's like, yeah, bugger it. We'll go elsewhere.
It's the gentleman way. You can have it. No, you have it. No, you have it. It's fine. You're the new guys here. You take it. It's such an advantage, though. For majority of the time, we DC some of these zones on the outside like this one, so it wouldn't be advantage here.
थोड़ा समझा सकते हैं AWS में slot कैसे मिल रहा है अपनी टीम को बहुत confusion है. हम लोग को next 3 दिन में top 8 में आने के बस.
Traversing the high ground,
simple math. 3 दिन बस game enjoy करो, boys को support करो. Boom bam खेल रहे हो लोग.
Prior, it was such a win because they've got Simon back up, right?
अपन ने already बहुत सारे points ले लिए हैं.
There's probably loot there.
Everything is Gucci नजर ना लगे, obviously नजर ना लगे.
That's such a win. off of the vitality engagement that was going down, and they didn't even start off with the advantage.
तो मैं
really.
rank push होएगा return आने के बाद.
Right, that's
तो
the
I
problem.
think 7 तारीख.
I said in inverted commas, that's the problem with going
7
for cars a
तारीख
little bit further. You're going to lose
चालू
somebody, but
करेंगे
then they
अपन
were able
rank
to win it
push.
out anyway. Cristiano looking fantastic with that shotgun. Speaking of testing suspension, it's
Today's same format as earlier matches. Yes.
With this car.
Yes.
It sounds good, doesn't look good.
जैसा अपने इधर वो होता है ना
those keeping it
split
in the
1
right
split
direction
2
like me.
वैसा यहाँ पे है
Especially
finals
ends up
1
doing
finals 2
especially
समझ
coming
रहे हो
down.
और तुम लोगों को
That's the
समझाता हूँ.
VP. Interesting. We've got the hidey of the cameras as they don't want to give up the way
सिर्फ भाई की aerial wedding होने वाली है पता नहीं.
Oh, can't park there, mate.
सिर्फ भाई
No,
का है
I
मेरा
guess
नहीं है.
he's got
मेरे को कैसे
wedged.
पता?
That's unfortunate. So all the suspension testing.
कहाँ जा रहे सिर्फ भाई के साथ में?
A little triangle.
S8UL, they was top the tables in the last week on phase number 1.
Yep.
I was impressed. They came out. I think
Last
there's a big expectation. They've got a massive following. We know them from BB team and strong, but is it a case that they always need to have the finals? Do they need that to get through and get those zones and transition into late game? I think they're going to put a bit of weight on their shoulders this week. Like they've got to get away. They've got to find the position, even if they can't get the zones.
I think S8UL fans
कर
can
दो.
rest
बहुत फालतू बात
easy and
करते हैं लोग.
peaceful in the knowledge that if they'd have had a better day 1 in the final, they'd have been challenging for number
By
1.
day
basically.
1,
Like
must
it was
accept
only
that
really
day
that
1.
first day that really dragged
Yep,
them down. And
yep.
again, you mentioned it at the
Yep.
start of the day that they were really chasing
Yep.
circles, and it really
I said
did
for
hinder
life,
them
you're my
quite a lot.
wife.
So
Yes.
days 2 and 3 looked great, honestly, for S8UL.
मिला क्या इसको coding मिला?
So hopefully, if they can string 3 days together, then all the S8UL fans will be very happy with the fact that they could potentially win themselves a championship here.
Let's
alongside Virtus Pro.
go!
Definitely a team that I'd have up there as a contender to win. So, and a contender to keep
किधर है
the
अपन
pressure and
दिखने
apply
रहे?
the pressure to Virtus Pros, who've now made their way
अपन कहाँ पे?
towards couple of
Arundel
seconds
में
before
क्या
we
अपन?
see where this goes. We've
अच्छा,
obviously got
what-
unplayable in the
oh
top, and it
my
shifts
God.
heavy
ये
back
अपन
towards
दिखे, wow.
Oasis. It's a bank holiday weekend here,
Oh
and it
my
might be the
God.
Oasis for a lot of
Already
people,
Nemesis
but
गोली
it's a
मार रही है.
great shift for Team Ascend.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's a bank holiday in Germany because they do things by the rules, and I'm not. sure from
यार
So let's see if the rich get richer up on the top of the hills. Which technically, I love this. I love playing this
भाई लोग
compound, but
sandwich
again,
कर पाएंगे
at
यार
this
ना
lobby,
लोगों?
so many teams know how to negate those lines of sight. So let's see how the teams are going to position around it. Not only Ascend get richer, but No Slack will get richer as
Good
well.
luck,
from this position.
love you and go. Good luck to you for this break
South approach,
too.
you know, if you want to hit that higher ground, you come on that south
What's
side.
up,
The
Ang?
teams
What's
might try and
up?
rotate round, and you've got the likes of Jocko Benito, you've got the likes of Twisted Minds already
Thank
there.
you so much,
Hive,
thank you so
though,
much,
have
it
the
means a
likes,
lot,
though,
thank you so
of
much.
Construction workers, and it's a Famis in the hand. Dante hits a spray, hits a second spray, and he puts him down. Nail it ball
No.
forward. And he
Oh.
drops. Oh my God, no! It comes from the other side. Schengen helping out.
Yeah, decent help
Same
there indeed.
aim
We'll actually be able
like
to flush
me,
him
did you
completely
see?
out. Vex down
Same
and
aim,
out.
Monk.
Construction workers getting absolutely bodied on this moment. The Mythol was looking to have a little bit of approach on it as well, seeing what was going on, but I think they realize now the fight is done. They are leaving from there, and just still peeking on over. Do not get knocked. If you get knocked, the rest of your team has already left here, my friend.
Yeah, with the car.
Like
taking
a
a couple
hive
of shots,
sandwich?
needs to keep that active as well, so you
Ooh.
can take the safety in the dip. S8UL coming in from that east
Oh
side has
shit,
exposed.
it's TMO
And I think
versus
there's a bit more of a
Nemesis
call
versus
from the
Hive
team.
versus
You have
S8UL.
to trust the comms. He now finds himself in the safety of the compound.
Yeah, you had to leave. There's no other way about it, right? Be it
I'm
another
so
team
ready to
crashing this
replace
position,
someone
you
in
need all the
SL
bodies you
PUBG
can
PC
get.
roster.
Be it S8UL going to
Just
be able to
give me a
steal you away
chance.
if he did get knocked by Hive for some reason.
What will
perfecting
happen
6
to
minutes
our
damage there
value?
from the distance against Vard, but already shut down Nixie.
I know, PUBG is the
MVP
best
of the
game.
previous phase, basically. Once again, of course, because he's Nixie. He was the MVP
But
of
we need to
PGA3.
win
and
Split
he looked
too.
amazing in PG.
Maybe
PGC.
after we win
He always
Split
looks
too.
amazing. What am I talking about?
We'll make
Always does look
a
amazing. The Sheila peeps.
Content
next to his
team?
death. I ain't even going to try, mate. Peeps.
Me,
yeah, that girl.
you,
Yep.
STG.
Rossi,
find
no
safety
UV,
for
no
now,
UV.
as they might get digging
No UV.
by
No UV.
the Holloway tree.
me, you, Rossi,
No
and
Slack, as you
maybe
mentioned,
Zexar.
is a team which will position. I'm really intrigued, and I've not seen this yet in scrims, but actually they always dig right by the cars. Are they trying to shoot
they'll
underneath
miss
the
1
cars?
second,
That's
boys.
what I'm interested to see if a push comes in.
जब
Are
आप
they
छोटे थे आपकी
exposing more
पसंदीदा
angle?
कार्टून्स
Yeah,
क्या
there's
थे?
definitely room for it,
सबका
right,
वही
to be able to
same
shoot
Tom
underneath
and
the
Jerry
car
also.
and have
Yeah.
that.
Cowardly,
But, I mean,
cowardly dog.
it's a little harder to spot for opposing teams, I guess, as well. Yeah. But it just provides you perfect cover. If you go up against a tree and the car's on the other side as well, it gives you more cover to be able to dig. So it's multiple fold. I think you're dead on the money with what you're saying.
It's like a window, like a little letterbox. And if you suppose you get those initial shots in from a team that's sort of pushing you, yeah, great. Can you get the angles you want all the time? Maybe not, but I mean, I'm waiting and watching. And I think we're going to see these kind of styles of play, this creativity come from these players.
Like a mini bunker that you can play with for the moment, little letterbox bunker. But Slapson going to be throwing some mortars, technically in the direction of Cristiani, but I guess he's spotting for him.
Hopefully.
I didn't quite see the range on it. I wasn't paying in full attention.
Oh, we've got another shift.
Qualification scenario, we need to be in top 8.
Northwest, one more time. So Ascend now on the outside, no slack on the south side, and Na'Vi have kept their noses completely clean as they go all the way around that sort of east side, coming on the north, and there is no one stopping their approach.
Yeah, I love that move by Na'Vi. And of course, as always, when you look at this terrain, it's a little bit deceptive as to kind of the high ground, low ground dynamics of just that south of Oasis. Technically, it's a bit more open for these teams to try and kind of actually fight against. You can see it now from a little bit of a bird's eye view as Correction and Beamy gets knocked by boosting. Beamy does get confirmed. So I see a pickaxe in hand.
He's got dynamite. He does apply the dynamite pretty quickly. It's not just a hole, it's a trench now for him. It's going to give him some cover from Na'Vi. Again, he's had to make a call. He's had 4 grenades. He's got 3 smokes in his back pocket. He's had to expel half of the potential utility for him to try and get out.
What's totally intriguing is the fact that dips like he just created.
We need to be top 8 in qualifiers on finals. If today we be in top 2, we'll qualify for the finals, and once we are in top 8 of the finals,
so that was hugely impactful.
Winner chicken dinner,
the shots
OP,
and the angles
hashtag,
actually had on him there, and now he's completely covered. So good for him.
AWC.
Is he going for, I was about to say, is he going between this or VP? He's going VP now. At the 400, I was going for this, but
250 is too far for VP.
Yeah.
So
I thought I might hit this because they're in the compound a little bit further in that direction, but not the case. Can he find the gift? He's not, but he's going to be the gift that keeps on giving, and a potential, if Corexia needs a new hole, he's now got one just next to him.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that might be good.
That's good.
50 meters less, actually, 46 meters less, actually might be on the money there.
Finals में top 2 नहीं होने क्या बे? पागल है क्या? हम लोगों को बहुत points है. Top 2 नहीं होने क्या? AWC के लिए.
Oh, Corexia, quick! You gotta juggle this one. There's one more. I've got 4 left. No. He's got 3 now remaining. He's just barrage him. He's gonna barrage. He's not giving the option. He takes a headshot from the other side. Jeez. He has to find safety in Hackatori. He only puts 2 of the mortars in the air. And Corexia is using the advantage he can. There's one. There's 2. And now borderline a massive fortification to play with.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there for Hackatori because he got beaten by the variance of the mortar fire, right? We watched all 3 of those shots be 204 meters, but it's got a bit of variance in how actually it flies. Another 204. He knows it's on the money. It just needs to land.
Corexia knows it's coming his way. He's on the run. Nope, that would have been perfect, though. It would have been perfect. He's watching the other one take some damage, but it's not going to be enough. And that's the next build. As it's Chris, though. The shots go through. But Vectix pulls the trigger. He's going to force his Chris well. He loves an early kill, and he's looking for some more now.
Well, this is a disaster for Twisted Minds. I can't believe it here. It's Chris and Ascend doing a ton of work against them, but it comes at the behest of that Panzerfaust's friendly fire. Can Twisted Minds do a little bit more survival? A little bit more. Batulin's on the distance here. He's knocked in the blue, so he's not going to be able to join this anytime soon. It's all on one member in here against Twisted Minds. His example, though, double nade. Will he be able to get more done?
This might be one member, but this guy is a god. This is Chris down example. It's now finding the grenade he wanted from before. He's going to make the charge out. The call B does go for the scout, and Ascend get unpicked, though, from the god himself.
Okay, T-Bone, it's all on you now, because if not, if you don't do something about this, Example's just taken 3 of your team with 2 nades alone, as he will take a bit of blue damage here. T-Bone's just holding out on the little bit of a high ground just above this compound as well. knowing that eventually, example, you have to leave. But the longer this takes, his teammates are going to get flushed. Angled grip as well, of course, in now.
Yeah.
And it is a beast. It is strong. I do love it.
It is good. I'm enjoying
Zone MKS, कोई सीन नहीं बे, zone का टेंशन मत लो.
Same example. He's running out. T-Bone never leaves a man behind as he charges into danger. And knows that he needs to put the kill leader from game number 1 back up on his feet. Because the zone in his phase 4 is going to tickle. Run, Chris!
पूरा squad gaya bे.
Same time S8UL completely out as well. 15th place for them. Example's going to want to try and finish off the rest of Ascenders. He's coming in from that side. He did have 9 first aid kits though, so he's got a little bit of time on his side here for Example. Try and get himself some more points on the board. Hakatorian Spiro against Hive. Hive moved in north of Na'Vi, but Na'Vi had a big firing line set up, ready to go for anybody that was going to move on to their spot.
You've got to remember their rotation. They know it's clear. Now they want to focus and ensure no one else follows that same path they do. And Na'Vi are doing the right thing. Good position, good hold. Let's see if they can continue on here. Back towards the other side, though. Construction workers didn't have the best start. They got clashed, but they got the numbers back up. So they're back to a 4. Wildcats. For Fex, he knows he's down below, but he hasn't got the vest. He has to be cautious. If he peeks over, the opportunity to come on the other side. And Code Marco was waiting. Knocked, no helmet, no vest, and Fex is down.
Yeah, they were working with nothing as well. Nailup's got no helmet as well. That was annihilation coming in there from Sheeta Wildcats. Another nade forwards here. Trying to shut down them. They do have a P19 hand and it's on Vard, the punch master himself for construction workers. What can they get done? That nade's going miles. Jeez. Sheeta Wildcats can do anything more against this. A little bit of an airburst. 24 damage against Vard. You do want to shut him down, all things considered. With the P90 in hand, goes a little far. He's still alive somehow.
Nemesis is full. Again, a team like Na'Vi rotating their way around the top. Bushido Wildcats throwing grenades around like it's candy. They've got so many. They've expelled and found nothing. They might need to rely on the shots. Construction workers now back to a 4-man. Bond has a level 3 helmet and the vest. That P90 in the back pocket. Knows Meta Bay is in front, but they're running out of train here, James. They have to commit to going over the top.
Those shots for a second do reveal Vard's exact location, just for a tire alone. But wanted to limit a little bit of Bushido Wildcats opportunities here. Maybe also bring the profile a little bit lower on that vehicle so you can get some shots against him on the backside of it. Chris also looking towards this fight as well. Vard is now down. Metabase shut him down. And it's Chris here with the all things. Tries to go for a little bit of a play. But Pixelate does turn around and be able to shut him down as well. But for construction workers, I don't know much more they're going to be able to do here.
Teams here. Obviously, Ascend have come Bushido Wildcats.
Will you remember me? Now I am good financially
and from the blue shortly. And TMO. And the zone is shifted again towards the northwest.
And thank you because in tough time I'm happy only because of your stream. Love you, Sharma ji. Love you, मेरी जान गड़े. Love you. बस वो match भी थोड़ा सा.
The dungeons lurking everywhere. Example also.
Love you, Sharma ji. Love you, मेरी जान गड़े. Love you, मेरी जान गड़े. I hope you do well in life.
And now the myth of trying to dance on through some of these smokes and come in behind this to see what they can get done against not a bad nade at all. Still 4 first aids remain, for example. It's gone. Oh, another 40-40. Jeez Louise. Come on, Justice. Let's see if we can get a finish off here.
T-Bone finds another point though as he gets one and he swings back the other way, but it's going to be there. T-Bone though, he's farming, he's clearing up what's remaining, but Example is stealing. But did he cost his life though during it? I think he's got enough time on the clock. He should be able to get this med off.
Yep, not bad at all. 4 kills go the way of Example, so as much as Twisted Mind's kind of in the bin here for this one, it's still a great salvage here. Good shots by Celtic though, being able to shut down that annoyance in the back lines. They've done so much work against Bushido Wildcats and all the other teams that actually were able to crash in on this, but Bushido Wildcats survives in the end. 5 kills go their way. Na'Vi, meanwhile, on the other side of the circle, the complete polar opposite side of the circle, is just having a field day with this.
Yeah, keep an eye on them on the map. They've cleared everyone on that sort of north side. Now they're focusing back to the game plan, this late game, and obviously with the zone coming back their way was good. They can get rid of Solo. It's going to help him out. It's going to give him that whole ledge to try and play from. As everyone else, though, he's struggling. I'm interested to see what we see from this.
Yep, they have yet to play their hands truly. Now shut down here, S2G in that little shack. Harvey's going to be able to play this location quite handedly. here for the Sugar Benito, as well as No Slack. No Slack's actually going for a send, leaving IEXE here for a second. He is down though. Oh,
Gaya, 0 point
I
holo
wonder if he was
kabhi.
going to be the next one to try and drive away, but there's no wheels on that car anyway. It was
0
obviously
ne
hard
1
to get
point
away
mila
from
na,
that.
1
And
point.
now Scav's been knocked on the other side. That's a lot of nades. Holy moly.
It just tells me they don't know how many are here. They know they were here, but they didn't get the count right, and they've just extinguished huge amounts of potential for them late game. Or they look at this going, there is no way we're going to survive on this side of the mountain.
Yeah, and I think No Slack also realized that a little bit earlier than what was going on now. Maybe Your Benito has no vehicles anyway. Okay, they do have a few, so maybe they're going to try and go for it. But No Slack was like, okay, we cannot stay on this side of the road, I suppose, considering the fight and how easy we are nadeable against Your Benito. So we have to leave. Maybe that's going to get them into a top 4. We'll see.
We will see for now. This leaving the compound, running the road now as they migrate towards that sort of west side. Akatori does find Noddy. Far right, looking to try and find as many as he can. Ferris though gets Schengen. We'll put Simon down. Jogger Benito running around like ants as they find another car. 7 has to send forward.
And Navi's just actually ruining this lobby at the moment as well, though. They're just shooting at everything that moves and taking it down. 11 kills go the way of the Navi boys at the moment. Also down to Boostic. If he thought he did a lot of damage in the previous game, let's just wait until we see what's coming out of the other side. No Slack. Gonna get bombarded here, Mark.
Next map pe hum log.
They are. Did you see as well? The Boostic's got a C4 in his back pocket. So let's see how Na'Vi might try and end this game. Hakatori at the moment wants to end it with the good old bullets. 5.56 though, and he gets one, but Slaven gets the steal. So Jogger Benito making something happen from their position.
Hakatori with 700 damage now.
Arey koi No Slack ko maar do bhai.
Virtus Pro is still alive, a bit north, west, or east of them, I should say. And X-Howl managing to survive along the roadside. It's not the easiest of tasks that you've set up for yourself here, but they are making it work with a little bit of a car for some deployable cover as well, and even more that they're going to be able to throw on forwards for this.
एक को welcome किया जाए Robin Quill Gaming. Dear my brother, अगर तेरा next message sorry नहीं है ना, you can fuck off. Kindly. You can fuck off. क्योंकि तेरा लैंग्वेज से ना एकदम हेवी नेगेटिविटी आ रही है लाला. समझ रहा है?
Habibi fires back.
Yeah, knows when to back off, and that's mature, right? Don't commit too much for the spray, especially when you're revealing a position. There's going to be other people looking your way. Spiro does hit Habibi, though, with a nade, and that really start to open things up against them. Scav's also digging in the distance. Everyone's got the pickaxe now. We're never going to see the end of it anymore. As for Boostic and Spiro leading the charge here, looking to try and completely shut down this approach. That's a good nade.
Oh, no.
Oh, it bounced too far.
कितना किल मारेगा नावी?
To try and get that second one will come through. He gets caught by one of the players. Dog headshot. And it does get a confirmation. Habibi's down on two though. Takes the header on as Habibi will say goodnight here. And it looks like Jogger Benito maybe trying to find another one. It does. Another kill goes to the board. That's 5. As they will find themselves now total 6 kills.
Any
last 30 seconds अगर उसने कुछ नहीं लिखा तो hide देता ना उसको.
Footsteps of giants. What actually happened in a lot of these areas? It is ridiculous. You may as well be giants if you're Na'Vi. PGS2 champions here, taking down Curex, the PGS3 champion, as they are looking to absolutely stomp the rest of the lobby right now here. And the only matter of resistance that exists on their side of the circle, I mean, they have positions where they can play just above teams and then be able to shut them down as well. So, looking good for Na'Vi.
Pains.
भाई मजाक में वो लोग ने फिर भी 3 पॉइंट निकाली है बे.
Might be the only thing that keeps him alive, especially with Jogger Benito.
और भी निकाल सकते
back
हो लोग.
towards his way. This now under pressure
और
to
निकाल
the
सकते
heavens
हैं
to find any cover, and now comes a molly. Not just one, but there's 2, 14 kills. The car's on fire, and Payne crawls himself back into the hole.
Yeah, I did see it. I
was asking question to you, Bunks, this guy interrupting me, Bunks,
like, every single one of them's on like at least 600, 700, 800, 900 almost damage here. Na'Vi might end up setting a tournament record, at least with this phase of PEC already. 14 kills to their name. There's plenty more on the board for them to take away. Paynes, though, decides to shut down Spiro. He really went aggressive on that one. He knew the only thing he could get from the rest of this game is maybe a knock on a flush, and he was able to get it.
और तेरे को इग्नोर करने नहीं आता है
really got no
तो better not stay here.
Surely not.
मेरे से
2-3
बात कर
points.
मैं
Navi
रिप्लाई दे
closed the
दूंगा
gap in the game with
कोई और
14.
इंटरप्ट कर रहा है तो उसके
Jogger
साथ
taking a
लड़ने
lot
का
of
तो जरूरत तो
steals.
है
I think when they had to send it across the other
Hey,
side
Gini.
of the road, they were just like, well, okay, this is all we've got.
है कि नहीं लाला
This is exactly what we did. Oh, do you know what you could do? Park the car on top there, Scav. You'll be well covered, mate,
Oh, that'd
if
be
you're
sick.
there. As, I fear, unfortunately for him, Navi are scouting their way forward, but can they even see the dip? Boost if he goes on the high ground, maybe, but he might travel
मेरे
past.
सबसे
Ah, Scav peekaboo, whack-a-mole. He whacks one, Boostic will fall. Ferris, no,
Ghostlet का
danger
अभी भी
close.
kill मिला है।
Goes over the top line. Oh no,
लोग
Cristani
को
from
एक और
Jogger
kill मिला।
has the
और उन्होंने
opportunity to
BT
put the
दे दिया
final
नावी को,
blow
hello?
in towards No Slack.
Yeah, suddenly this became like a 1-2-2-2-1, whatever we're seeing at here. Like, Navi had four strong, but then they were stabbed in the back by some of these individual plays, by Pains, by the likes of Scav here up at the top. So now it opens up the room here for the other side of the road to have a bigger impact on this game. X8UL got the res off, I think, on the other side of the road, so there should be 3 here in a moment.
Do you know what's really crazy? I know it sounded bad, but I didn't even clock the X-House here. That's bad, right?
इसका close आके left right क्या?
Completely clear in this side. And they've
आज
just been
group
sitting
में
there
बहुत
calmly.
शांत
They're
है
losing
आप
numbers. They're down to 2.
मैं तो बाहर था ना
Pains is going to try
शॉपिंग ले गया
and
था
take a long shot. He lines it up, goes for the skyrocket as it goes through. There's always a way.
There's
if
no
you dream
way.
and you believe. But Pains will wait. It's just over their
Bro
heads.
यहाँ से ऐसा देख के लगा close हो गए हेलो
You know, that wasn't bad. That was not bad. But yeah, for
try
X8UL, right, I think that they did the strategy, which I do actually like in PUBG a lot, which is like, when there's a valley and you know that teams are on both sides of the valley, you kind of sneak in between them into the middle of the valley and everybody's going to shoot across at one another and completely ignore you until the very end. And that's kind of what's happened for HOWL.
नहीं technically नावी को जितना चाहिए
One of the
technically
placements at the moment.
Until then.
The car forts are going. They haven't dug down. They've used the old school method of doing it. Car will explode. Now it finds a crater. X8UL find themselves some opportunity. And
वो लोग को भी 2 बंदे बीटी दे रहे सबको 2 बंदे बीटी दे रहे
It's a huge game for Jogger Manito. 9 kills at the moment here.
Oh my
maybe
God,
even
कितना
10.
kills
Actually,
उठाने
no,
वाले हो लोग,
replacement
hello?
Pain's actually going down, never mind. But what a game from 8 from Cristialny. And to think it all started from dealing with Vitality with a shotgun in the compound after they had the jump on them. What a game from Jogger Benito.
अब मेंबर्स में एक्टिव हो नहीं मैं मैसेज देखता हूं सर
He's got 32. He's sharing over 2. Do you go for maybe another kill, maybe another opportunity? Can he even wait it out? I don't know, James.
I think you've just got to try and maybe shut down X8UL where they are at compared to where you are. Slaven down here. And Ferris and the boys going to be moving on forwards against this. Moving the car forward a little bit here, though, as Flores as well as Nailcop. Just shut down. And
my
Cristiano,
God.
though, if he's able to get that, that'd be 9 kills. If he
Finish
could get
मिलेगा?
2 more somehow, please, please, please. I don't think it's going to happen. The Blues pushing you. But wow, what a game from Cristialny.
Even if he gets his res and denies the points, it's going to be chaos. But yeah, 1-2. It's a good game. I'll still take it from Jogger Benito. Level of aggression, we don't normally see him in late game. They are all about the kills, and they started off this game, and now they ended in 3rd place.
Not bad at all.
काश दोस्त मैं भी एक्टिव है काश दोस्त मैं भी एक्टिव है
the PGS2 champions that are staring down the barrel
क्या
of
लगता है नेड
another
पड़ेगा
win. Yeah, 16 kills to their name. If you have to rack it up,
18 kills,
Ferris
hello?
is technically the lowest on the damage on the team because Spiro died with about 600 and some, but he's still got 350. They have done massive numbers in this game. Goes for a mad spray. Not going to work out. Hackstory shuts him down. Not going to be an easy 1-2 punch.
Oh, no! It's not quite. Oh, we got the off angle. No, we do get the 1-2-3
hello.
there ended, James.
गाड़ी के खिड़की से मार रहे वो लोग
3.8. Oh, my day.
क्या ये
What have we just watched?
Them coming in from that north side, holding it down and being able to bring any
हो गया ये
team
लोग
that
तो
came
अभी क्वालिफाई ना
towards them
फाइनल्स
was
अब मेरे को
just
तो लगता हो गया कट
masterful
ऑफ
here
पार
from the
एक गेम में
PGS2 champions. Let's bring Martin back in to talk about this one. It's
एक
Navi
गेम
doing
में
what they do
कट
best. They're
ऑफ पार
putting
हो
up the
गया
numbers.
चैट
Yeah, it is, and they were so smart about it,
Navi
right? That back
सीधा,
sweep
top two.
into Oasis and then pushing out, taking that high ground control, and then the zone coming towards their side. 18 kills, man. I remember us doing a sound check before we started.
अच्छा नावी जितना मारेगा S8UL का कमबैक का चांस ज्यादा होगा
No, that's not what we got so far today, guys. That was such a crazy game. I said it. Are we gonna have a 1 game Navi qualify today, or what are we gonna have? And it looks like they're doing it
नेक्स्ट
the
मैच
game too, which means
S8UL
we're
चिकन
on for an
बेबी
absolutely
ना बोले यार अभी जोन का बोला मैंने हो
huge
गया
game
मेरे साथ
for
नेक्स्ट मैच हम
Navi
लोग
a
का
day
गंदा
for
जाएगा
Navi today. Wow, that's a 1 qualification game, by the way, guys. The 28
Yeah, it's
points was a
insane.
cutoff last play of day 1.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to be falling out of that one. That is fantastic from Na'Vi. And I think you're right, Avenger, actually. Every time Mark does this, he does it every day. He's like, yeah, this is how I'm going to get better. The games are always really insane in PEC, so he can't help himself.
Everything, thank you for the membership, Mary Jan.
There's the mock buffer. There it goes, up to there. Yeah, apologies everyone listening to my little screeches.
But all the teams are screeching, really, trying to deal with this. Especially now losing some of the players towards the late positions here, Mark. I think that this did open up a little bit of an opportunity for Jogger Benito and Exhal. But again, you're going to have to deal with Hakatori at the very end.
That's not easy.
Extra
it goes back to that point, right? Because that rotation around, that was key.
I think he did 1,200 damage again.
Almost 1.3, I think. It was insane. But yeah, here,
that's what this qualified last week.
Benito looking great. Kristalny, there's a reason why Lukaru says that the most underrated player in PEC is Kristalny. Wow, what a game from him. And yeah, I was really crossing my fingers. Do something. Kill Howl, get 10 kills. That'll be your career done. That's really to put you at the next level. Huge things from Kristalny.
For sure, I do feel like we started the day off saying like teams like Jogger Benito. I think that is going to be one of the scarier teams that people don't necessarily want to be in the final. That wasn't in the final originally for that first week last week, but now 17 points go their way, Mark. I think we should be seeing Jogger Benito going through unless something really flubs in these next couple of games.
I think if we go back to the Cups, right, the style of play is about kills. They always struggle with replacements. Something's happening where they're getting enough kills, they're finding a clear path to late game. And like, if they can keep doing that, they should be getting look at the damage. Yeah, 1-3. Jeez Louise, 8 kills.
You said it, Martin, I think it was last week, that Hakatori, if his tenure at this level, he's just the most 1K clubs. Easy, hands down.
Problem.
And he never stops. He just never stops.
No, he doesn't. And look, he even managed to tie himself on second place for that. But look at Kristalny, though. That's an 8 kill club right there. That's huge for him to be able to contribute to the boys. And there was a good amount of steals there. Like, he was able to, the efficiency there, 730 some damage, I think it was, to get the 8 kills. That's massive.
Who did production pick for our team focus? Okay, it's Ascend after them, of course, being able to do very well in our previous game. And they did start things off here, Mark, with a good circle, with a good opportunity to make things work. It's just, unfortunately, the game got away from them a little bit, especially after the kerfuffle in the compound.
I think it was that last shot there, right? It shows how split they were. And look, if that zone was more central for them, they're going to defend a lot of teams. The fact that their compound became the south side of the zone as it played up to the northwest, everyone had to play. They put 3 back, T-Bone's drawing the compound now at this point, but then obviously it's Chris finds the opportunity to get a few, and then it was kind of survival. Like, you can't underestimate a single body of Twisted Minds. An example proved that why for T-Bone, nice hold, but at this point it was survivability. It wasn't about winning the game.
Yeah, I do wonder, Martin, how much they would have had to Ascend if that Panzerfaust whiff hadn't have occurred there for Perfectix. I think that changes the game completely. What do you think?
Yeah, it does. It does stop them completely. I think the big one was obviously the example stopping them, basically. Get them losing a little bit, slowed down quite a bit. I think there would have been 3 alive easily in that position. And then they could have had maybe a few more kills, but still, this is not a bad start for them. This is to the level that we really want to see Ascend. They've been able to kind of step it up, and I think their new roster is working good together. But it's about building that synergy. It's about building your trust in your teammates and knowing how everything kind of runs out.
Well, damage done so far. It's just Na'Vi and Cristiano looking really cool in that final game.
Qualify नहीं हो पाएंगे for AWC. अरे matches बहुत बच्चे हैं भाई. Hello.
This update's insane. Let's start with that, and then we go to the teams. I think the teams
love
are
I love you, Rishikesh bhai.
Thank
you for the 33 months.
Through the week, but I still don't think they kind of unlocked it. I think the pressure that we've had in the cooker for this day number 1 for just 2 games, there's been a massive learning curve for these teams.
You know what's funny is as I was watching PWS earlier, Martin, and I think it was Group B versus Group C over there.
Pressure में खेल रहे हैं GG. कौन pressure में खेल रहा है?
This amount of opportunity for these teams, be it like nades opening up dips or any pickaxe stuff and things like that. I think that TC is very quick on the uptake here with it being in their hands.
You can see it a little bit already kind of in ranked and how everything runs out. But as I said, like, these guys are just min-maxing to such an extreme degree that, you know, the priority, and that's what I'm saying with the guys that I'm playing with well in ranked. Guys, you got to fill your cars with nades, you got to fill your cars with helmets, because the only thing ducking out of there, you're going to lose helmets because the way you peek, and also the way that you're going to use nades both as offensive vehicles, but also as a utility to put yourself into greater spots, right? And yeah, I'm packing, you know, as I said before, 5, 6, and 8 little free backpacks. More importantly, one thing I really noticed that I've started using myself, you don't cook nades anymore because you want them to roll into the dips. You want them to roll as fast as possible, right? And once you kind of see the direction that the players are, especially with the pings,
VD and BPL दोनों qualify giant X की बहुत
it's gonna kind of roll into the dip and actually get the knock.
हो गया ना Vitality ने बोला ना qualify.
So that's one thing that I noticed a lot, and that I'm
really thank you for 49 months. Love you.
Unless it's, you know, it's close, but like you throw it far, you know there's a dip there. Make sure that you
like crazy है 49
as
months
possible by not cooking it.
All right. Well, before we get into our next game as well,
Chat अमीर हो रही है streamer का घर कहाँ है ना करो.
He was able to be a bit chatty.
That pants on me.
Binks और केस साइड में क्या common है? Love you Binks क्या? Humor. दोनों हंसाते लोग.
One up on me. I'm vaulting out.
One there.
I'm getting shot from the back. Take care. I'm healing. Top floor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold it west for you.
I'm nading once and we push up, okay? I'm nading once and we push up. Okay, go.
I don't think we push up.
Go, just. Oh no, it's fucking smoke.
Just fucking chill, guys.
I'm knocked.
Kill to get бе.
Бля, я не могу зацепить.
Сюда, на желтую.
Я туда и хотел, но, блядь, чего близко.
Их двое всего.
Я не мог тебя забирать.
Они оба там.
मारो नीचे ऐसा बोला. Criminal bottom मतलब. Language.
Sekä hakee. Vörtti hakee. Omia alas.
Vittu kun tää on seisomaan.
Ante.
Well, if you understand some other language, there's definitely some colourful comms there to get things going. But of course, you know, in the heat of the moment, you got to get things done here for the boys. So 2 great games to start off our playoffs. Not gonna lie, definitely very eye-opening as well for some people out there that may not be fully used to exactly how things have gone down from patch to patch. But definitely, we're in for some more changes here for PUBG, and it's an exciting time. Game 3 on the way here, Mark, and already some teams put themselves in a great position here to be able to advance.
Yeah, I think it is about that position, right? And obviously we're coming into that halfway point now of the day. That's a huge man, Hakatori. And it's good to see him kick it off early.
7 kills भी कम लग रहा है.
Oh my days.
7 kills भी कम लग रहा है. उसके ज़्यादा
Chris,
कुछ है.
really. He's actually done quite a lot
Yes,
so far in these first 2
not
games. But then you put him up against basically example.
Love it, I got the party with
Hakatori
today.
looking insane as always, and he never will not.
They lost to Fnatic with sub. That was a turning point for them.
But anyway, it's going to be match 3.
match
It's
में
time to take
confidence
over.
में
Thank you very
bold
much, Mark,
diff
for
आ
joining
गया.
us. It's me and Avenger
भाई
to be able
सुनो
to bring you
Fnatic
here.
का जो
Game
सब था वो
number
सबने मारा है
3 as we
उसने.
see all these teams.
सबको मारा है वो
trying to
सबने.
Yeah, it is. We also have to note that it's Chris stole 3 kills and
नहीं भाई कुछ
lost
तो
0.
debut match
So
का
that's
कुछ
also
तो एक
one of
crazy एक
the
vibe है
damage
अभी.
that you
वहाँ
deal
पे,
to
वहाँ पे.
knocked players does not contribute towards your total damage. It's only damage done on standing players before the DBNO. So, but here we are in Tego, James, and I gotta say, I've had a absurd amount of Tego in ranked. I think
Top 8 finals में bottom 8 कल खेलेंगे. ठीक है, top 8 चाहिए हम
I
लोग
love
को.
myself
Simple
as a
बात है.
criminal, and
Simple
the
बात है.
amount of kind of positions and areas that you get
By the
inside,
way, ये
and
चीज़ मेरे को
especially from
मालूम
where
थी यार. Just
I
so you
really
know,
understand
Rupesh bhai.
why,
Just so you know.
Twisted Minds and the boys, they have been holding on to this
I
kind of
follow
Twisted
this.
Minds split east of Terminal. You do really have everything in hand for that area. The only thing that's difficult to kind of get to is that far south side ones where you had to kind of traverse, but you only traverse kind of past Books
Bro,
and Sa,
VP
and then
उधर
you're
गई है
already
मतलब
at
zone
Sun
उधर आने
End.
वाला है.
So
वो island पे.
it's really a great spot where Twisted Minds have wrapped
Huh?
up to and kind of locked down on.
Yeah, and it isn't exactly the funny thing about their drop spot, which I also appreciate, by the way. I think it's a good spot, all things considered.
Because
even though
video
you've
बहुत
got,
अच्छी है. भाई
the
बहुत
likes of
crazy
Terminal
है
still
भाई.
hanging around. Is it wasn't exactly the most the straight away answer, right? They clearly workshopped it. They clearly workshopped the split, even though do a little bit of a split here to be able to get away from some of those shots coming on in. A K2, I hate this gun.
Agreed.
But it's fine. It's like they workshopped it, and it's worked out great.
Yeah, I mean that it comes with
calm down.
There's even the small 1-2-story houses just has a great amount of loot, and you're able to.
But also,
they want to kind of access themselves into every single position and every single first circle pop where they have a decent prior there. Like they're never last. They're often, you know, top 3 first, sometimes 4th and 5th, but they still manage to find space and areas where they still get into a new compound and know, oops, all right, we're fine. We have kind of the setup that we want. And also, it doesn't come into like, sure, like myself, I love playing in a way where you have your perfect setup, but these guys are so good that they can bury anything. We've seen a lot of 2.9s, we've seen a lot of cryo guns where they still make it work, and then you kill one squad and boom, you take their stuff, right? That's really what
रात को हो सकता है कुल डेट में रात को हो सकता है
रात
को जैन नहीं हो सकता मेरे को कल जाने का
the map performance, their maps was better.
कल अपन सिर्फ वो स्ट्रीम करेंगे.
2 maps out though.
You adding?
Yes, they have.
No sound. What do you mean no sound? Hello.
I guess I can't. Can I call them wild cards anymore?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, okay, we can. It's not going away anytime soon, hooray.
एक कौन सा round है और इसके बाद कौन सा round है? Semi-final से इसके बाद final से.
Favored other teams in these kinds of spots. It's been S8UL, man.
इसका format अलग है.
We have seen these circles come down on Tego. S8UL has taken these kinds of compounds. They've been able to roll with them. They've been able to get wins from here. I said it before they got the win in the finals from this kind of circle, and then they got the win, admittedly against a bit of a wounded Virtus Pro. And I don't know. I think they can do it again. I think they're so good in this area, in these kinds of circles. So I'm keeping my eye on S8UL for this one because they need a bit of a bump up from the 8 points they already have.
Yeah.
Don't keep any eye, please.
Nixie. He gets Mogar. Now we're going to see some more shots kind of evolve, and especially here in Godok and how everything is evolving. And I agree. You guys said the best. These team colors are catching me off guard, guys.
What happened?
What's with this switch up? But yeah, obviously with how everything is lining up, and especially Virtus Pro though, they had on the 3 maps they had on Tego, they had 41 points. Like they were so good on both Rondo and Tego. Obviously, one of them was against the Twisted Minds guys, and they had a rough one for that one. But yeah, and now here in Hosan, it's looking like it's going to get locked down, but there's so many areas we can really pull up on, and the southern side is now occupied here by Joga Pedito.
भाई कोई मेरे जैसा वो क्यों नहीं करता?
They just kind of sit, hunker down against Shield Wildcats. I think both teams could happily just sit there and reside there for a little bit of time. And there's Navi, the absolute blenders of the lobby. 3,300 damage in the previous game. It's ludicrous how much this team can put out. And again, you know, you flick over to Fairist and it's like, oh yeah, he's done 340 damage. That's pretty decent. And then you keep cycling through all the players. You know, oh my god.
Fairist had like one of his best games of kills, efficiency, and the steals that he had in the last game here. So it was looking really good here. Now TMO, Hive is under the receiving end of so much here in him and gets Schengen, yeah. Hive, that's so unfortunate. But then again, James, nothing is done. Unless you're an Avi, nothing is done. I would even go as far as saying no slack here. With 3 more games to go, James, there is an E, like they're so easy to get in and get, you know, 5, 6, 7 more points, and they're going to be completely fine here with 30 plus.
Yep, I think you're right. Even technically, anybody with 3 games left can be able to make this work. As S8UL here, just kind of pottering on around, seeing where they want to go. I mean, technically on a circle like this, I'm very against the idea of like saying, okay, yeah, we're going to go I'm going to just sit there for a second. It's like, no, I mean,
we need to work around the work team
and see what's actually available to us.
All right, this is the game. Oh, he left a Lynx.
Oh, Lynx.
Gone to leave behind.
Who's coming for it?
Effects maybe a Pixelic. Or they could put it in the car if they have a US. But yeah, they're getting gobbled up here, so that's going to be completely fine. And also, with their current
एक
spot,
finals
having
होगा
the
ना
northern
Bunks भाई,
side
एक
swamp
finals
is actually
होगा.
really great, especially as
एक
a first
finals मतलब
circle kind of area, because you have
दो दिन
connections
का,
to
3 दिन का
everywhere.
finals.
Like you can go anywhere in the next circle pop, no matter
लेकिन
how
ये last
horrendous
finals
it is.
होएगा.
And they're getting 3 out of their mind here.
इसके
We're
बाद
talking
मालूम पड़
multiple
जाएगा कौन
headlights,
AWC के लिए qualify है,
3
कौन
helmets.
नहीं,
Let's see how many
basically.
guns they end up getting here. That's gonna be crazy. So is this the game for construction workers? Currently 2 points in 2 games. Now we're in our 3rd game here, James. I said I think they're gonna do well here. They obviously didn't play as many scrims as maybe some of the other teams. Guys,
Hey
come
Bunks,
on.
how do you rank
What's one
S8UL
scrim to get warmed
PUBG
up
streamers
against the
according
same
to
teams you're playing?
skills?
We want to see that.
Zainab भाई सब लोग S tier.
Need something, don't we? Need something
जीते
here
अपन
for the
split
boys,
one.
because
गिर
otherwise they're
जाएंगे.
going to be languishing in playoffs only and no finals throughout the year. Unfortunately for them, if they don't change their ideas a little bit. But the other teams clearly hungry for it, clearly voracious for it in some instances, right? You see No Slack and kind of what they've been able to do so
Final
far.
एक से हल्का better
a
करेंगे
ginormous
तो
body, but
easy
just a
qualify
really small
होंगे
head,
हम.
on top of that body. He must be
एक से
extremely
हल्का
tall.
better करेंगे मतलब?
I'm thinking of a certain Photoshop now, but let's not share that. We talked about that yesterday. But I'll say this though, James. No Slack, we talked about it, like
ये लोग पूरा
how well
left
they're
से
able to
चले
do
गए
in the
zone
last
में.
playoff. How well they're able to do in
क्या?
the last playoff. They've been able to elaborate and capitalize on
Helicopter
that
truck.
once again, right? These guys are smart. They're great shooters. A little bit
क्या तो
surprising
glitch
to
था
see
क्या?
how well they're actually doing as a team here. Maybe it's just because they had an
थोड़ा
idea
सा
that
गेम समझो तो
PNC
सिंपल है, एक
Finland
दूसरे
might
को
be.
मारना है. सिंपल गेम है ये, सिंपल.
Yes, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yep, yes, it does. Also, kind of that angle for IEXE reminds me of the Colossal Titan. The first time I saw the Colossal Titan in Attack on Titan.
Right.
But
Does he have a small head
the
too?
weebs will get that, don't worry.
Does he have a small head as well?
Does he?
यार
What,
जो
sorry?
ज्ञान
he
दे
have a
रहे
small
हैं
head as
उनके
well, like
नॉलेज के लिए
Yeah,
बोल
well,
दूं.
yeah, he has a small
ये
head, but he's a
लाइनअप वर्ल्ड
ginormous
चैंपियन
Titan.
है.
He's very tall.
Right.
Very tall.
Right. That's
Yeah.
huge.
एक सेकंड, फिलहाल तो कोई ज्ञान दिया नहीं.
Almost like some of the guys we have on some of the teams.
इसने
There's
ना
some really tall
जानबूझ के लिखा,
guys.
copy paste
and
मारने
that's
के लिए, हाँ?
sometimes an advantage, not when you're
कोई
flying.
भी
though.
अगर
These
एक
guys have been
Pokemon
flying
आया
a
chat
lot.
में, ये वही
They're gonna
copy
be
paste
flying
देने
out
वाला है
to
उसको मुंह पे, मेरे हिसाब से.
PTS, to
मेरे हिसाब से.
PNC, and to
He's
Esports
getting
World
ready.
Cup as well. The next coming few
Youth के लिए बंदा ready हो रहा है
months here.
अपना.
So it's going to be busy
schedule.
time and busy schedule for these guys. So sitting here at home playing here in PEC is going to be great for them, and they're obviously enjoying that.
पिछले
home
finals
comp, but it
से
is
थोड़ा
stressful.
better perform
Especially
करेंगे
playing
तो
a best of
easy
5 here.
WC
Oh my
qualify
God,
है.
Fairies, you found yourself a high ground spot and
बस
duck
ये
yourself.
same चीज मैं
That's
बोल
an
रहा था, same
illegal
चीज.
spot. Someone's not going to be able to see that if there's nothing close to. Look at that. That's
Look at
actually
it.
really an illegal spot. Holy.
भाई कैसे रे
That's got a
मालूम?
car. He's got a
हाँ,
bike too for
साइकिल
cover.
भी लेके बैठा है वो.
What are we doing? Where are we going?
Whoa.
Whoa! The smallest little jump of all time, but at least he got some speed coming off the hill. Look at him go!
So fast.
Wow!
Back to the coop. Maybe get some loot here. Let's see.
Pack up the bike.
Oh yeah, okay.
उसने
Maybe get a bag
जेब
in the
में
car.
साइकिल रखा
That's
था
the thing though with the
उसने.
coupe. When you have a bike in there, it's 70 capacity, and the coupe only has 100,
Yeah.
right? You only have space for one nade. Like the coupe can't really pack much. That's why I'm always driving UAC. Also,
नहीं,
the
अपने ड्राइवर से direct गाड़ी रख
UACs
सकते हैं
are
जेब में.
almost unflippable, and that's really on
हाँ,
par with
Transformers
both
भी
my
खेल
driver,
लेंगे
also
उसमें
my
क्या?
teammates. So go
Yep.
for the USs. And look at that southern shift, James. We're close to a
Gotta
swamp
remember
here.
though, he got that bike out of his bag, so he can tuck that
अपन
back
किधर है,
on in
अपन
and he's
किधर
good
है?
to go. But
Bro.
yes, you're right with this circle shift.
अपन इतने
Far
अच्छे position में नहीं है.
southeast, yeah, swamp still in play, but again,
Oh
S8UL
my God,
man,
अपने
the
पैसे
compounds that they are always in are dead center. They've got to be scared though, I think, because there's going to be some teams crashing on forwards here. There's the potential that these splits actually get hit. Spiro just hit example as well to perfect it's also down. Big Titans of the lobby at the moment going down to one another here on this rotate.
They got absolutely rolled by Boost against Spiro. What happened there? Wow.
नावी बर्दी.
Just absolutely destroyed Twisted Minds like that. The only lost Hackatory, actually only it's a big name to take out though, but here Tulin's coming down.
थोड़ा आगे
also.
आके लड़ो ना
That's so
भाई.
unfortunate. Tried to do the drive-by too. And that's Navi getting 3 kills and going up against a team that's already qualified. That's what you get because they don't care. Obviously, sure, there's some PGC points on the line. You want to still do well. You want to kind of win the lobby, but
कौन Twisted Minds है ना already
James,
qualified?
it's not a team you kind of will roll up on and try to do drive-bys on like that because they're going to commit.
Sorry, did probably just shoot bullets out of the glider as well. But now Twistomize is gone. They're
तो
out.
मिला
That's them
कुछ
done as
तो मिला
quickly as
चैट
that.
कुछ तो मिला S2G
Virtus
Baron
Pro of all
हाँ
teams to be able to shut them down. There's a world, Martin, where I'm thinking to myself, right, because we've got
भाई
such
लेकिन
good
मैं
quality teams.
मजाक
Navi,
से हटकर
PGS2 champions, Virtus Pro, PGS3 champions.
जब भी मैं
Does
मैच
Twisted
देखता हूँ
Mind
ना
ever get a look in
इनका
again at number 1?
ideally
They should, right?
वो
They
मारता है
should, in
entry
theory.
frag
But we've just got such insane
हाँ
quality now at the top.
Yeah, it's not uncontested anymore. It's actually crazy how good it is, and you gotta punish it. And here they did get punished.
भाई
Also
ये
want to
तो
see
मैं
some
भी कर
teams
सकता हूँ
punish
यार
the
कोई
2-2
तो ले
split
लो
though,
यार
James.
टीम
We
में
have
यार
S8UL in the 2-2 splits. We have
Full
Javelino
info दे
splitting
दूंगा
2-2. We have S2G also with some splits. No slack. There's so many teams, especially in phase
अड़ू
2.
भाई हाँ ना
And that's kind of the tendency we saw at the last playoffs as well. And I'm wondering if people are like, it's not really worth it. It's not worth it losing players for 4 versus 2 because someone else is just going to crash us. And that's really what the teams have been great at, that the third party crashes. And they're like, okay, the 2-2 splits are actually really worth it working out. Especially in compounds, you can lock down as a 2-man, especially the 2 ones that S8UL has on the lockdown right now.
Yeah, for those Western teams, though, I'm a little bit concerned. Like, if you're in Hosam Prison for
It'll
now,
come
okay,
back
it's like the
बहुत
Red Keep,
जल्द
and you've got your dragons flying around up above it, like Mr. Stratos himself. But, like, you're going to have to move from there eventually. So that's, I guess, what your good old dragon in the sky is trying to do. Where are you going to be going next? And usually it's into the swamp to try and figure something out. He does see teams rotating behind them. So they're making sure to fortify this location, push them off and try and get rid of any encroaching armies as they do try and move in on this. But and also get that car out of the wall. Why is it stuck there?
sexy खेलता है वो sexy खेलता है
What do you reckon this is the best gun out of the glider? Like a high capacity DMR probably is the best one to do some damage and swap out. Although, oh my god, Naleb takes tons of damage here. Pixelic finds Justice. Now Nemesis and Construction Workers in a bit of a fight here. Construction Worker. That's going to be a great nade. That's what I'm talking about. If you don't cook it, it might roll into these holes. There's a bigger one here now done for Naleb, and looks like Nemesis is disengaged just a little bit. This circle did pop away and kind of east on the further side away from Swamp though, James. So now the teams on this western side, they're going to have to figure out how they get into this next one.
All right, I'm bringing back an RTS term. If we ever see this, the cheeky little hole that Ferris used that we just saw there as well, it's turtling.
किधर जाएगा अगर टॉप साइड पे आया अपना BW और JB
you're
पे
ducking your head in, it's
तो जो
turtling.
नीचे से टीम जो आ रहे उसमें का एक दो अपने को मिल सकता है
It's in.
ए अपन ने कुछ तो किया
big compound
अरे
so
टॉप
SAT will have
फ्रैगर्स को
some success from. These guys, they know how to play from here, and also now
तो
that
मिला
they're also
चैट
strong, this is gonna be a big game for them. I'm looking
और
at
भी तो मुझे नॉक दे
top 2, top
नहीं
3 here.
बहुत
Kena
सारे
takes
नाम
him
निकले थे
and
दो ही
down.
किल से बे एक किल
That's
पहले लिया था
huge to get some points of the way of
बहुत सारे नाम
Ascend,
नॉक
but
थे
TMO losing
कौन
players
था
early on is not good.
अल्लाह को थिंग्स करता है MBR को क्वालीफाई करवा दो आज इम्पॉसिबल है
Send what you're going to be doing coming in from this side a little bit later.
Left trophy
trying to
उठा
find
सकता है
a
वैसा खेले
direction
वो
that
लोग
they can go for.
लास्ट गेम
As looks like T-Bone was trying to scout out what Nemesis is doing on the south side of that. Ketter actually does take down He-Man completely. So Quizzy though, and Vitality got a bit more points. They didn't get really much in that last game here, but they've got themselves, yes, the compound that no doubt 3 or 4 teams are going to try and inhabit.
Kill me, Mila,
everybody's
boys!
going to have to come out and everybody's going to die.
That's the Hail Mary combo.
Yeah,
the northern side of the circle is good because you can deny the teams from the south and from the other side of the roads because it's it's isolated by the road alone, right, in the kind of intersection. So that's going to be good. We've seen them. This feels like a replay, James. You know, this feels like a replay from the area that we've seen here before. With S8UL being here, Vitality being in the spot here. A few different teams, but let's see if these guys are going to be able to dig themselves out. Shilla, he's turtling, James. He's turtling.
Okay, he's turtling. He's turtling. I mean, it's okay for the moment. He's got a little bit of cover. Oh, but that car. Okay, move away, and then back into your hole.
Oh, he's got to dig a wider hole now that he doesn't have cover from this side. Here, get on with it here, Shilla. I do think that it's in a good spot right now because it's not too strong, but if they buff the pickaxe
ऐसा गोली मारो कि वो लोग अपने तरफ आए
or wide swing or hold it down for to dig yourself a deeper hole there, that would be crazy. Also no slack also knows this area. They are also this kind of this western side. They're slow from this. Vex finds
Navi
the Dom. Finds
Navi
so
South
set for the
Takka,
flush.
South Takka,
Stay.
120,000%
Last player,
confidence.
Nemesis. Nemesis not at the start. We know that they're capable of, James. That's such a strong showing throughout the last
बचा कैसे बे वो?
circuit round off here, but now in the second playoff, they are struggling. Oh, that cook would have been perfect. Stay finds T-Bone. GEELI goes down.
T-Bone गया.
Yep, not bad at all. Not bad at all. And Monet should be able to shut
ऐसी
down stage
situation
here.
में
Do
भाई
for a
कैसे
double
फंसता है
forwards
पता
here. Good stuff. Maybe it'll get the res up straight away. Love the ripples on the water. It's one of my favorite things about the explosives. But anyway, I forgot that the hybrid scope's also in. So I'm going to see if anybody's going to be using that too much. I think I see most people kind of stray away from it. Yeah.
I don't like it. I think that it's a 4x.
हमें top 5 आना होगा. Currently हम top 5 बस वही मैं बोल रहा था.
Ascend is trying to defend just a little bit here, sitting it out. And Constructions work is really trying to have their
same चीज भाई तुम्हारा knowledge मेरे जैसे किससे भाई हेलो
denied by the Ascent guys. Losing Vard now is not
Chris
great.
in 3 2 1
Oh, Vex finds its Chris quite easily with M4 here.
what tough है बे लेकिन
And
ना
as we see this kind of swing around, it's going to be an easy flush as well onto its Chris.
Ridge वाला फाइट में मालूम नहीं पड़ता एडवांटेज ऊपर वाले की कि नीचे वाले को
here.
ऐसा
There was
लगता है
always
ऊपर
going to
वाले
be
को
this fight
नीचे वाला मार
brewing.
देता है
Keta 98. This time he's upgraded himself. He's got a Lynx in hand. See if he can actually pump someone full of holes with it. Such a brutal gun to have to go up against here. But Construction Workers, 6 kills. This could be their road to redemption. Nate forward. And it's a good Nate start things off. Keta almost one no, but Nail Up responds in kind.
Nice
good
try,
stuff. Good
bro.
response there from
Nice
Yeah,
try था बे वो.
Great effort there, but Nail Up were able to
Crazy
turn around.
try था.
Construction Work is really turning this game around for them.
them.
Them up to 9 points here, just 2 points away from that cutoff. But
जीत गए ना
S8UL is
सट्टा
kind of a
सट्टा
big
के
one
बाद
here.
ओडी ने
Bushido Wildcats is looking strong with full 4 men alive here from their spot as well.
एक और ऊपर की टीम
Especially
गई
them being able to kind of backfill that compound that Construction Workers were in before. Was that a mistake, especially with this Western shift here? Was that a mistake for them to leave it, or does Pixelic have a greater spot to kind of turn on and do things here? Well, let's see. Nodi, Diogo Benito might be able to try them. I think, is this a play for holes inside the field, or is that TMO? Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's aimed towards the Mythov, but at the same time, you could use it as your next checkpoint.
को
If you're
मालूम
able to get
रहेगा
rid of them,
क्या
right?
वो
So
है
I guess it's twofold in terms of the play.
भाई
The big thing
लेकिन
is
बहुत
that the
crazy है
two
खुद
south
के लिए
members of
इतना
Diogo
बड़ा
Benito are
cover
actually
ये
able to
क्या
step
है ये
down pretty decently.
Yeah.
दो स्क्वाड
but
इसमें
Button
फिट
has
हो
joined
जाएगा
them up
साफ
now.
बन के भाई
BP
क्या
able
cover है
to
बे
find themselves a spot inside this eastern side here, but there's a lot of players in this eastern side of this hill here. So now we're going to see a little bit of a utility rain coming towards this. Lookarox goes down with the Dragon up from Getrox's
ये भी घुस
hands.
गई
That's Vitality turning on a little
अच्छा
bit. This is
गुस्सो
actually a
गुस्सो
perfect circle to do that Hail Mary we were talking about towards the Vitality compound, because it's still in on the southern side and enables you to play just a little bit.
अमेरिका से नहीं कर सकते अमेरिका से
Yeah, the
नहीं कर
one thing
सकते
is
मेरे को
that
4 बजे
X-Howlers
आना
have
पड़ेगा
to spread
लाला
themselves out across what is
दो दिन
two
अभी इतना
compounds
ज्यादा
on that
स्ट्रीम
south
नहीं हो
side of the
सकता
road. So
अभी
technically, you can see
वापस
oftentimes
मशीन
people
वाला
get
जो
that
स्ट्रीम
and
होएगा ना
actually
एकदम
dislodge
वैसा
them.
दिन में
It's a bit
3
difficult to
4
sometimes
स्ट्रीम्स
reinforce, even on
वो अपन
quite
7 तारीख
technically
से
the same
रेज्यूम
side of
करेंगे
the
7
road, but
तारीख
Nades
से
go forwards against Noddy, who's found
Tala for a
himself
reason.
the absolute usual corner that people do go to. We saw X-Howl in the past. Get taken away from there. Best of
mortar से
Losh.
मिला
He's got it clocked in, dialed
Oh my
in on
God,
the range,
दूसरे को भी
and knows
दिया
exactly how
damage.
to hit that corner. And Noddy will be the sacrifice for it.
That's beautiful. They actually had really good accuracy with that one. A little bit further right, he might be able to get the flush too. Krishalin going for the rest here. That's some great accuracy to try to take down Diogo Benito. But there's still 3 standing. Now Nades comes in from VP. They're capitalizing on this one here.
Odin.
That's a great Molotov as well. Straight on Kralny, straight on to Nodi.
Yeah, not bad.
भाई ये तो util wars हो रहा है
down and then make a play in here from this east side. Nix is going very aggressive on
भाई
the right
full
hand side as
util
well.
wars
Thought he
भाई
down. Thought he was down and now he's completely gone here. And it goes forwards against Nixie. He's going to be knocked thanks to Simon. Diogo Benito not going to take this lying down at all. They're trying to shut down this torrent of aggression coming their way. They know it's going to be desperate times here at the moment. Currently dancing into that blue zone, but it gets shut down directly with the M249.
Yeah, able to get a few kills here. VP might be on the receiving end here for this one, but still being able to get the 4 kills they've had so far is huge. Slaven finds another nade knock onto Corexi outside the blue. It's going to be an easy turnover here. Kavimi maybe get another point, get one more flush on TMO. He did get one more. That's 5 for them. And it's a decent salvage game to turn things off with a little bit of a turtle side hole here for him. Can he have a little bit of a pause before he's going to continue his onslaught?
Yeah, but it's interesting while this has all been going on is how teams have played out of that compound that we were talking about, right? Like the Vitality as well as S8UL. S8UL actually used the mortar and then pushed on that position very aggressively, where this is on that south side, and Vitality has been able to just make landfall alongside a ridge as well towards the middle of this circle. So we saw in playoffs day 3 as this map saved Vitality, and for S2G, they're not being saved at all. Virtus Pro shuts them down on that side, and Beamy goes down to the blue as well. So everyone's just dying off over there. It's not too much of a surprise considering how many teams are congested on that east side, right?
Yeah. And kind of expected from what they were able to kind of lock down so far. But how trying to make a little bit of a dash forward, trying to get in here. Vitality looking good.
Unless
the area they've gotten, but they could be backstabbed by either S8UL or S8UL at this point, obviously.
Unless.
So let's see what they get out of this one here. This circle though was important for construction workers. Does they? Is this the game we talked about? Do they kind of enable themselves to get into a spot where they can get some more points and maximize and push themselves into this top 8 that is our cutoff for day 1 to get into the finals?
Hey, Vitality.
Well, yeah, it's a good question, right? Swamp's still in. Technically, they still have a bit of an anchor position as well with the 2-1 split. Nameless going to be left in the position. And actually, they do see Dante as well, so they actually respond to that very, very well. And then shut him down, and Hive is gone. That's everybody on their west side completely eliminated, unless Bushido Wildcats looks to go for a wraparound on that west side. I do wonder, has Pixelic and whoever else is with him actually? Okay, they've dug a little bit of a position here, because I think that they're in such an insane spot. You should reinforce it as fast as possible with a bit of digging. No?
Yeah, I think so. But there's a limit. You cannot continue to go like deeper and deeper, right? You can dig.
No, I mean sideways.
Oh, sideways. All right. So you want to kind of around the
bit of a trench.
hole. Yeah, you could do that maybe. Be able to get them up, get a spot
JMD क्या JMD जाए कैसे zone में?
Now some teams try to send it. S8UL trying to get into the southern side. They want to get a hold from the south here. Milka did get and steal the point here from a. That's a great kind of spot for them to get into, and also steal a point away from construction workers.
This is an incredibly important game, as you mentioned. Wait, double on. Ooh, okay. They decided to have everything from those crates prior, I guess, and now S8UL going for a dash themselves here from the compound that's normally going to be able to pay them huge dividends. Millman somehow survives all of the cars driving past the Great Migration, the herd here moving. S8UL doesn't know where they're going. Okay, they're just driving around for everything. What is happening?
That's crazy. Bushido Wildcats are able to scoop that one up here, getting a few points for them. That's 4 great points and some placements already here. Coming out from S8UL here. They are on the southern side with 6 kills, still with some cars available, some shields to advance. Now we're in the top 5, and the team is really capitalizing this one so far, and it's all the teams that's kind of on our cutoff. They might all end up pushing out maybe even ascend at this point.
Vitality को मारेगा.
Yeah, Vitality.
दोनों engage जाएगा और फिर हम लोग slamming करेगा. वो best chance
has found themselves what is
Vitality को छोड़ दे उधर ही.
Down in the middle. And here comes Code Marco crashing into the position here of construction workers. Sees them in the distance, goes for some shots. Crossbow starts and stuff like this nail up. Goes for another spray on the south side, but at the same time, reinforcements come in from the backside here from construction workers. But they're gone as Metabay is able to shut it all completely down with Pixelic on that south side. Brilliantly dislodged. I thought that they were.
अरे मेरे बाबू सोना, सब लोग जोन में कोई आपस से लड़ ही नहीं रहा है, तो मतलब हम लोग वहाँ से इन गेम वॉइस ऑन करें, वॉइस प्रॉक्सिमिटी, और वहाँ से हम लोग चिल्लाए, हेलो गाइस, हम लोग जोन के बाहर है, हम लोग को आने का है, तुम लोग आपस में लड़ सकते हो क्या? हम लोग आ रहे थर्ड पार्टी करने, प्लीज लड़ सकते हो? ऐसा करें हम लोग. सब जोन के अंदर चिलिंग कर रहे, किससे थर्ड पार्टी करे?
This is them in 30+.
Yeah, this is a big push as well. They knew that technically Wildcats. Yes, you made a great push against construction workers, but that has pinned you into a corner with this move. As Nailcop actually doing a lot of damage here with the mini as well. S8UL is fanning out on this. This is a perfect play by them to just try and completely seize control of this circle whilst these two teams fight in the corner.
And now Flores as well with the backfill onto. This is huge. Onto. Oh my God. Quizzy finds Nailcop though. Now shots are coming out from Flores. S8UL here. And a little bit of the receiving end in terms of. Marco. He's just hiding down in this dip in between them. They're hammering shots towards each other. Now Vitality's going to be running towards him. And look, Kodmago finds one. That's going to be a little bit of a thorn in the side of Vitality.
I've got to say, is Turkey back in full force? Not S2G, unfortunately for them, but S8UL as well as the Bushido Wildcats doing God's work at the moment for this one. Looking like corner points. Vitality, though, as I say, we saw them win some fantastic takeovers in the last 2 weeks. Can they win another? Only 4 kills go their way. S8UL with the 9 at the moment here. Able to completely lambast everyone down on that south side. And now Vitality's going to make a bigger swing. But Levante moving forwards here. Utility going to try and cover him whilst he's making that move. As more reinforcements coming forward. Quizzy with a massive nade here, and Levante with a follow-up. That is S8UL getting absolutely decimated upon arrival.
Yeah, but I'm just doing amazing. He might have 5 kills here, but that feels like it's it. Vitality have done everything. Still 4-man strong here. This is the Vitality we know and love. Look at that. A few more kills, 3 more flushes to be able to be had. Oh, that's a perfect blue zone to push him out. Shots coming in. There's no denying this, though. Jammer pack on the flush. Yeah, that's huge. He got the points. That's huge for S8UL here, though, James. But that is Vitality getting an 8-kill victory and a chicken dinner to close this one out here. And this is probably their qualification game. What a great push for them.
It ain't going to take them 3 days this time around. Team Vitality comes out swinging to make sure that they do not have to go through the rigmarole that they had to 2 weeks ago.
अरे चिल करो, अपने चांसेस बहुत अच्छे हैं क्वालिफाई होने के लिए. चिल करो, मैचेस देखो, एंजॉय करो थोड़ा गेम को. काश दोस्त लिया तो 2 years मतलब 3 दिन का होता है क्वालिफायर. चिल करो भाई. छुआ देखी टोचन. जिसमें फर्स्ट आए थे उसका क्या, वो लोग अभी चिलिंग कर रहे हैं. इसमें ऑलरेडी 2 टीम्स ऐसी है जो ऑलरेडी क्वालिफाई हो चुकी है. वो लोग अभी एंजॉय कर रहे हैं लाइफ. एंजॉय, समझ रहे हो? ले स्लैमिन, ले गाड़ी चलाओ, ऊपर से हेलीकॉप्टर चलाओ, नेट डालो, मॉली डालो, एकदम एंजॉय लाइफ कर रहे हो वो लोग. प्लस वो लोग को कुछ तो पॉइंट्स मिलता है. तो नहीं 3 टीम है. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. मेरे को मालूम था. इसमें बेस्ट टीम कौन सी है अभी के लिए? लास्ट टाइम तो वीपी लग रही थी भाई. वीपी एकदम मार्जिन भी नहीं, पता नहीं क्या खाना खाया था. अलग ही वाइब में थे वो लोग. 4 पॉइंट मिला है. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. हम लोग को एक मजाक से कर 15 पॉइंट अगर हम लोग को गेम मिला, 15 पॉइंट, तो मेरा कैलकुलेशन कहता है 15 पॉइंट अगर गेम मिला, बाद में अपन ने एवरेज 2.5 पॉइंट 2 को नेट डाल के 1 का HP हाफ किया, तो आई थिंक वी आर गुड. यप, मेरे हिसाब से. नेक्स्ट चिकन आ रहा है, टेंशन ना लो. मेरे को नहीं लगता.
Look at Turkey, you know you're going to get a good team, definitely get through strong qualifications, but it didn't quite get it, did we? We saw glimmers of it. It definitely feels like they're back here for phase 2.
Ooh, okay, we have 37 points for Na'Vi, 30 points for Team Vitality, but getting a bit spicy now with only 2 games remaining here, Martin.
Yeah, it does, and with this, that's Vitality's game done and dusted here. 30 plus points is safe, but look at how close it is for Reynolds. Even with Team Nemesis with 6 points, you're only 12 points up to 8th place. Like, one great game qualifies you here, and that's going to be your focus. Because you can't rely on the rest of it. Obviously, 2 more games to go, but still, guys, teams that should be on top, but isn't, as we see Odin Mavesi here with the top damage and top kills. That's great, but teams that should be at the top compared to what we saw last week's Nemesis, Twisted Minds, they're not present up there, and we should really be seeing their contesting at that very top.
You know, Pixelix got the headgear for all this new meta as well, Mark. I think that technically speaking, they should be awesome with the pickaxe.
Mods GD
I just saw that
तो
very chuckle.
देरे पर
Only
क्यों?
Pixel would do
Mods
that, get away with
mods
it.
GD
Absolutely
timeout
lovely.
तो
No,
देरे
they got
पर
lucky.
क्यों?
And a better game from
पता नहीं,
construction
पता नहीं.
workers. I think they were sleeping game
पता
1, game number
नहीं.
2. But actually definitely a pick up here for game number 3. So good
अपना
play.
क्या सीन है?
There are
अपना
a lot
chill
of
सीन है?
teams that are on that cut-off point.
अपना chill
Even a
सीन है,
team
chill
like
सीन है.
Virtus Pro's on that cut-off point.
अभी
A team
कितना
which
आना
I
है?
wouldn't
Top
put
8,
anywhere
top
near
8,
it,
top 8.
for day number 1. But one game will turn things around potentially.
Yeah, our team focus for this one was on no slack, and as we take a look at how they were able to try and play this out, a little bit difficult from that south side here to make something work. Of course, IEXE doesn't
अपन
have
top
the
8 नहीं है तो क्या
headgear
यार
for
कुछ
this,
नहीं आएगा
for
कल
this
खेल
new
लेंगे
meta here,
भाई
Martin, with his flaming hat.
मत दो ना टेंशन
I hate it.
मत दो
I hate it.
What profession do you think that hat goes with, though?
कर लेंगे ये लोग
What's that shop in America called? Hot
Already
Topic
इधर कान पट्टी
Cashier.
और कान
There you go.
Okay.
You know Hot Topic?
No, I don't.
I'm trying my best here, Martin. I'm trying. It's basically where you buy like emo clothes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that one was the big one on Slack. They were on the receiving end. That's why we saw so many kills on Odin Mavesi here. But yeah, they still have 25 points though. Surprised that no Slack is able to keep up to such a high degree here. 25 points is 5 points shy of safe. It's potentially 15 points shy of taking, 14, 15, 16 PGC points home. And as we talked about throughout there, those points is literally what puts you to Esports World Cup or to, your PGSs or to PGC at the end of the year. That 16 points could be the difference that makes you go to PGC or not.
Yep, very important indeed as we take a look at the kill leaders. But for now as well, we can also listen in on some team comms to see what everyone's thinking about good old Tego.
Перед Серегой дефолтный плей пока фришный, да, Серег?
Не-не-не.
А он у меня слева на горе стал, Серег. Слева от меня.
Green marker, just driving straight towards me. Can you start coming towards me a little bit?
Coming.
I'm just pulling up on him. Get
Yeah,
up.
pull
Just
up.
driving.
I'm nading.
Два ноги. Asana нокаю, ну. Last up.
You get the 2 kills on Nemesis.
Knock one.
Nice.
Different
It's
team.
far, well, the other one was far, I think.
It's different
It's a
team.
compound. Oh, nice try.
Nice full. Не, два. Я full level. Stop bio na body. Gremo cross.
Не до sam ga. Knock.
Bravo.
Iz mene postanje.
Levo.
Levo, brate.
A nemoj da out healamo nikad više, vrete. Dobro, ja.
All right, of course, that is how things sit here for all of the teams trying to make things work over towards the swamp. That does it for our Tego. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to a break. And then when we return, we are going to have 2 more games. And those 2 games will determine which 8 teams are going to be advancing through into our finals. So join us right after this for more PUBG.
Back.
Still a foot.
4 guys on it.
They're prone here, yeah.
One more on me and one driving. Pulling up on me.
Let's push bunker.
Where is he on you? Three, above me knocked. Last one.
Last active.
Did he drive away?
Yeah, that's why I'm poised. Just trust me in my code.
Still in yellow building. He got knocked. That's last guy shooting me. I'm falling back.
Hold Navi out. Listen to me. You will go to green with a car and hold Navi out. We display later and hold Navi out.
On the road.
Tried once. One is knock on orange.
Nice.
2 guys. Oh, inside. Ah, it's GEELI, Digga.
Right, Vitality, main threat. Now.
Come. Taking north is so... Nice, good job, guys.
He died. 4v1.
Just a knife. Oh, sorry.
Watch for me.
There is Ka yellow.
Got me.
Yeah. They're just already.
Talking about the shack. Wait, exactly yellow. Fall.
Hands on me.
That one's left side, right?
Knock one.
He knocked two.
Knocked last left back. One up.
I'm walking out.
Hold on, yeah.
I'm getting shots from the back.
Crazy.
I'm hitting top floor.
Yeah.
भाई मेरा
I'm gonna hold your west for you.
I'm needing once and we push up, okay? I'm needing once and we push up. Okay, go.
बहुत पीछे मेरे
Go,
desk पे.
just. Oh no, it's fucking smoke.
Just
Last
fucking chill,
guy.
guys.
Last guy.
I'm not.
थर्ड मैच में क्या सीन अभी फोर्थ है
Prisma.
अभी हम लोग का मैच चालू है ग्रुप बी
He's taking it back.
2 मैचेस है आगे
Nice shot. Can you flash that?
Я не могу
doing any today I don't think so
Я туда и хотел.
मतलब मैं कर सकता हूँ पहला वाला
Они
मैच
оба там.
लेकिन मैं तीनों मैप नहीं कर पाऊंगा
Last guy in the car.
Last guy.
2 मैप ही कर पाऊंगा तो I think I would skip today I have to skip today
We need to go down left.
I'm using smoke. I'm open to Navi.
hey what's up बढ़िया
Vittu kun tää nousi seisomaan.
सोच रहा हूँ मेंबरशिप ले लूँ मगर डॉक्यूमेंट्री अभी तक नहीं है ऑन द वे भाई एक सेकंड डॉक्यूमेंट्री में तो मैं हुई नहीं
Перед Серегой дефолтный плей, пока фришный, да? Серега?
Не-не-не. А он мне слева на горе стал, Серег. Слева от меня.
Green marker, just driving straight towards me. Can you start coming towards me a little bit?
Coming.
I'm just pulling up on him. Get
Yeah,
up.
pull up.
Just
I'm
driving.
netting.
क्रेजी उतार दिया बे
You get the 2 kills on Nemesis.
Knock one.
Nice.
It's five. The other one was
मस्त
5.
उतारते बे लोग गाड़ी से
It's a compound. Oh, nice try.
इतना क्लोज था बे वो ये एक्चुअली बहुत
No, drop.
फ्लैक्स बोलते हैं थैंक यू फॉर द 34 मंथ्स मेरी जान गड़े
Remo cross.
बीसी 3 दिन का प्लेऑफ है एक सेकंड क्या लगा आज एक दिन खेलेंगे बस
Levo, brate.
A nemoj da out healamo nikad više, vred. Dobro, ja.
Kill your just killing value.
अपने पावर का यूज करो भाई हम लोग हमेशा डे 1 लेफ्ट राइट होता है यार
They are prone here, yeah.
One more on me and one driving.
Pulling up on me.
Let's push bunker.
Where's he on you?
Three. Above me knocked. Last one.
Last actor.
Did he drive away?
Yeah, that's why, boys, just trust me in my call.
Still in yellow building.
Oh my god कुछ तो
He
झगड़ा
got
हुआ
knocked.
चैट
Last guy in blue.
कोई तो कॉल सुना नहीं
I'm falling back.
Hold Navi out. Listen to me. You will go to green with a car and hold Navi out. We display late and hold Navi out.
On the road.
Third ones.
आपस में लोगों का कुछ चालू है
Port desire.
वीपी और नाविक का
City that don't belong to
दो टीम आपस में भिड़ने वाले हैं अपन बच गए
peace. No laws. No
नेक्स्ट मैच कभी है भी चालू है
Just the jungle creeping
एक मिनट में
Both the vines and the people. The mayor stepped in where the government couldn't.
टॉप 8 मैंडेटरी आई थिंक फाइनल्स में वी नीड टू कम टॉप 8 कंसीडरिंग जो भी इनवाइटेड और जो भी बाप टीम में वो लोग भी ऑब्वियसली टॉप 8 में वो लोग अच्छा ही करने वाले
instead of blood. But desire is a fickle mistress. The city won't let me go. It won't forget my name. I asked for nothing.
ये सब देख के ऐसे नहीं लगता है क्या सारे गेम वालों को मूवी बनाना चाहिए चैट
The mayors and anyone that stands in my way, every last one of them. They're gonna learn something real simple.
दिख रहा तो मस्त है No love. है ये क्या है नो लव इला का वॉल्यूम इतना ज्यादा कैसे गेम वाले मूवी बना देंगे बॉलीवुड का धंधा बंद हो जाएगा क्या connection?
Hello guys, it's Lekin Joga Bonito and today I will show you.
It's no love.
It's
वही
about
तो मैं बोला
how to
no love.
climb on this big mountain with
क्या है
bike.
no love?
You need to mark exactly this spot on the rock with your marker, and then you need to take some speed with the bike.
टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स सिखा रहा है क्या? ओ पहला पत्थर पे मार्कर डाला और फिर
And yeah, that's it. With a bit of practice, it's perfect. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this will help you.
डाउट है भैया, जब हम वहां पे मार्कर डाल रहे हैं और अपन वापस भाग के जा रहे बाइक लेके, बाइक के पास भाग के जा रहे, तब तक बाकी टीम मार देगी तो सोचने वाली बात है, सोचने वाली बात है, सोचने वाली बात है.
Names in that top 8. It's not all said and done though. With 2 games remaining, they could quite easily jump up. But Mark, if Twisted Minds and Nemesis doesn't go through in day number 1, everybody else is going to be like, oh.
एक और डाउट, इसके पास जब भी बाइक है तो ये बाइक लेके पत्थर के पास जाके मार्कर क्यों नहीं डाला? हाँ, ये मार्कर डाल के सीधा पैदल भागा बाइक के पास जब भी इसके पास बाइक है. समझ रहे हो? समझ रहे हो? इसके बारे में भी डाउट है, सोचने वाली बात है.
For all of those cheeky, lucky people watching currently. So good job for you guys. You can get some G coin on the board. No treasure hunting for you guys. Even though I'm a big fan of treasure hunting, Martin, I've got a million.
Bye.
I think it's
That's
just
not long enough
missing.
code,
No, I think it's missing.
I think
it's just
it's
missing a dash. It's missing 2 dashes, and then it's still missing 1 or 2
Petrol का तो मैं
shots.
I think they still got you there, James. You've got to get hunting. Get your pickaxe
हो
out and
सकता
dig
है
it.
एक्चुअल में.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, I'll do that.
Some cheeky
Yeah.
hunting is
लेकिन
not up to for this one.
पेट्रोल
But
पे
still,
नहीं चलता बाइक,
guys, I'll say
गैस
this,
पे
2 more
चलता है.
games to
ये
go.
लोग पास गैस कैन रहता है, मेरे को
How
मालूम
many
है.
of our cup
पेट्रोल कैन
teams
करके कुछ नहीं है.
goes through in the top 8, do you think, guys?
Well, I'm hoping at least Yoga Benito, which would be
Sure.
exciting, right?
Sure.
The fact that they missed out on the last final, I think that's really important, really good. How about you, Mark? Are you looking at any that you think, let's get them through?
Job Benito, I think is a given. I'd like to see construction workers go through because I just want to see them what they can do and what they can do for the final.
Okay. Let's take a look at good old construction workers here.
Good team uniform.
Yeah.
भाई ये जो कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्कर है क्या ये लोग एक्चुअली कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्कर्स हैं?
Avenger, but
क्योंकि
one
हो
thing for
सकता है
sure,
भाई,
obviously
हो
things didn't
सकता
go
है.
for them, go well for them 2 weeks
उधर
ago.
भी एक टीम था पता
and
ना,
they need
ऑफिस
a
वाले
little bit
लोग
more of a bump up here to
Bunkers
make it
करके
work. I
उधर.
think that there's not. I'm going to be honest. I think there's not as much hunger for this team compared to some of the other teams currently that's going on right now. And I think you can't. Unfortunately, you can't rest on just name alone.
Possible है भाई.
In today's
Hello.
PUBG.
Oh,
337, nice.
Beautiful damage. No, I agree. I think there's missing some bloodlust maybe for these guys to pop off.
Ooh,
Also,
okay.
their games though, and this was their game. I said it like this. Is
अच्छा,
their
अगर
game. They
इनका
have to
damage
capitalize.
ज़्यादा है?
They got pulled up on. They got destroyed. They could maybe they could have gotten 4, maybe a few more points. I don't think that they would have won against Vitality in the end, but they could have maybe have survived the Bushido Wildcat.
PUBG को
round,
call
so
करके
gotten those
पूछ
4
ले
points
सारे
from
doubts
the
एक साथ.
replacement. So that's like the 5. So if that's the difference maker, that one engagement in this last
स्ट्रॉन्ग
game,
फिनिश करना पड़ेगा.
that's the difference maker. That's really going to be sad.
जोन आ जाए भाई
Sitting at
एक बार
14,
यार.
it's still very doable. One more decent game for them. And they're up
सकते रहते खिसकते
All
रहते
right,
बे.
thank you very much for joining us, Mark. We'll talk to you after this game. It's me and Avenger here once again. It's ready to run.
Last
no
time
time,
test track
as we
क्या पे
have a
बना था?
lovely
इस
play
बार
path for
मेरे
these
को
teams
smell आ
going
रहा है कि
straight
जाएगा
across the middle from south to north. So there's going to be
एकदम
plenty of
गंदी
opportunity
zone
here
top
for game
right
number
में.
4.
मुंह ओपन, मुंह ओपन.
These guys are going to be able to get into the
हिमा जी
usual
के टाउन
spots,
पे
but
मेरे को लग रहा है.
yeah, there's going to be some
मेरे को
areas
smell आ
where
रहा है.
it's a little bit
Chat.
more congested compared to some of the other areas, especially around the NEX factory and
Top
the chest
right.
track. There's so many teams, especially teams looting the trash around it and kind of close to it. So we have a lot of teams that's already close and in there, James. But yeah, for this one, we've had some good Rondo games so far. We've also had some wild circles.
अपन
especially
यूलिन
in
में
the
है.
last playoffs as
अपने
well.
बाजू
Like,
में
we've had
VP
some
क्यों है भाई?
wild endings. The one above stadium as well, close to the water, was absolutely insane. We all had the majority of the teams. There was only Ascend and who else was it that was on the southwest side?
Oh
Everyone
my
else had
god.
to get across. We've had so many great circles. Let's see where we get with this one though.
Let's see, indeed. Oh, why are we getting so many circles up here? It feels like recently.
We've had so many, and you know where I was saying like these ones ends like or usually ends around the
problem ये है कि हमारे तो लग गए अब private जेटी बचा सकते हैं लाला
Vitality is already locking down kind of move upon and some of the area around it. But yeah, Sin managed to get into a great spot for that one, won the game.
Private जेटी बचा
Let's see where we end up with for it though. There's so much unplayable with all the rivers, all the high ground, all that kind of comes in with the small lakes as well. So it's a very, very unpredictable area and hard to play. But there's this congestion of teams that's going to be in between where Jogo Bonito and Nemesis is.
Yeah, but let's look at the lovely waterfall for just a second.
Kalam or soothing bhe. Kalam or soothing.
Okay, no, we're not at the water park. I haven't been to a water park in a long time, Avenger. I should go to one. That'd be fun.
Have you seen the longest continuous waterfall, the tallest continuous waterfall, where they discovered that there is a water supply pipe coming in to make it continue?
Wait, what?
Did you not see this? Okay. A side hustle news like the...
ऐने होगा क्या ऐने नहीं कर सकते मेरे को 4 बजे कुछ भी करके सोने जाना पड़ेगा ताकि मैं at least 5-6 बजे तक सो जाऊँ.
Somewhere in Asia.
Somewhere else.
Tomorrow is a very hectic day. Hectic मतलब hectic.
I have to make it continuous.
कल अपन Pacific का G hiding करेंगे बस.
That's not allowed.
That's it.
It was like a hiker. He decided to hike to the top of the waterfall to see it.
रात को भी स्ट्रीम नहीं कर सकते. हो सकता है 1-1.5 घंटे के लिए रैंक पुश हो सकता है.
Amazing.
लेकिन इतना नहीं है. भाई की शादी के बाद full continuous streams.
Oh, grim.
Yeah.
Well,
Right कितने बजे कल कितनी परसों एकदम सुबह के एकदम सुबह.
Twisted Minds and Navi as always.
इतना सुबह का कि मेरे को यहाँ से 5 बजे निकलना पड़ेगा.
But what's interesting is that Vitality has an incredible split above them for the earlier start of this game. So they're going to be looted and shlooted for this one as they're able to get themselves going for this game. And as we head on over to the... When does the World Cup start? You know, this is going to be the cast of like just random tangents. We're at the stadium. When does the World Cup start? Do you know? I don't follow football.
इसके बाद सिड भाई की शॉपिंग हो गई. हाँ रे लोड़े लग गए. मजाक में हेवी शॉपिंग कर दिया भाई की शादी करके.
Well, the World Cup starts this year, no?
Yeah, later on, yeah. In the Americas, it's going to be happening over there, and there's going to be some games going on. I usually don't really get excited until we're starting it, you know? It's like you're looking forward to something that's happening so far out distant in the future. I'm more excited about the games that's starting now, today, tomorrow, and on Sunday, and next week. That's, more in our kind of short-term memory, in our, it's coming closer, so I'm more excited about that's coming close.
Yeah, now that I look at it, are you excited about Denmark in the World Cup?
My
God.
God.
Denmark's not in the World
How
Cup.
do you know that? Okay.
Because I remember listening to Minnie get sad when his team lost.
Right. Yeah, we didn't qualify this time, right? It's fine. Then,
my God, Kamara.
So that's fine. We're good. You know what? You know what World Cup we're in though? We're in PNC.
Okay.
Yeah. Denmark's in there.
W.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. The UK is too. I mean, you know. And
yeah. Look how that's going for you. So.
Oh, we got T-Bone.
Yeah, but we have the 2 top Danish players, 1 PAS and 1 PC. Oh, Gustav and Baby, it's crazy.
I know, it's a slight problem.
Yeah. It's good though, and Keter doing good as well here on Ascent.
Yeah.
पहले जोन में यहाँ पे बैठा है.
Yeah, it's. I'm actually really happy with how everything is lined up so far for the Danish guys. Keter's been really grinding it. I played some rank with him obviously as well. He is so good with the bolt.
Oh my!
With a drive by here in the AK, he gets picked out by Simon though, but there's some backup coming in.
बाकी सारे players दूर है. Oh my God!
It's not a good side for them here. Now we're really putting up here in Lurksa. So
बाकी लोग कुछ कर भी नहीं सकते.
For them.
क्या हो गया भाई? नावी का VP जैसे खेल रहे हो उस दिन
with a little bit of a smoke. So scary team to have up in this spot here. That is basically the spot that everyone tries to get in and around to.
Yeah, no, indeed. Really good stuff here by Navi.
15 matches across 3 days or just 1 day, 5 matches? 15 matches, 3 days.
Fantastic lineup. Not all jokes aside, a fantastic lineup. Just a shame about the coach from last year. I think that if they got that changed, then maybe they'd have a better time.
That could be better as well. You know, there's many situations where he could have been doing other things, but he decided to
just not up to the cut. I think
he decided to get them into the final. You know. We were in there, we were bottom, and then we did beamy things, and we got in there. Great things.
Then a C4.
It was awesome to see. Yeah, no.
रन में recall सब जगह recall तो है. Problem है कि recall कोई करता नहीं है. It's risky.
It was also on this map, by the way. I still call it dynamite. That compound. It's crazy.
Oh my God, chat हम लोग के लग गए हम लोग जोन में कैसे है?
Well, okay, all right. Enough of making.
बस आज Michael देख के आया insane movie crazy मजा आ गया. You should definitely go with Pinky D. तू देखा ना? देखा ना तू?
We can talk about Rondo.
अच्छी बात है ना. You should go. ये सब क्यों लिख रहे हो भाई?
To get going, just 1 or 2 kills here or there, not too much. We got to do our little, cheeky podcast for the moment. Also waiting for these teams to rotate.
Last time मैं 3 घंटा सोया कभी था वो नहीं मालूम.
Rotating in wide. The Mythop hasn't even moved from their drop location all the way southwest.
लेकिन मैं सुना बहुत
बाप
है करके.
This might be an emergency pickup angle, but
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe they'll just drive it.
I mean, especially with how the circle's kind of it's not worth going into the circle.
सोच रहा हूँ मैं ये गाना लिखूं.
If you don't have like top 3, top 4 bio, personally, I wouldn't be like, okay, let's get to the circle because there is so much area that if it goes here, it's gonna go away from it. Go here, so there's technically like 3 or 4 prio compounds up where when the circle kind of goes west.
2 hours की है 2 hours की है तुम लोग डायरेक्ट स्पॉन होते हो क्या रे मूवी के बाहर 2 hours की है जाने आने का टाइम कोई गिनता नहीं क्या पॉपकॉर्न लेने का वो सब कुछ गिनता नहीं क्या 2 hours की है
So yeah, let's see where we line up though. We've seen this area before.
Minimum 4.5 घंटे जाएंगे.
Do well here. It could be up with the Muho Pan hill once again, but we could also go further south, and then we'll see where we end up here in Rondo. I hear a lot of players saying, "I really love Rondo because it's hard and it's different and it's." I hear a lot of other players saying, "I."
VP versus S8UL fight होगा mostly. ना करो ना मोहित भाई, love you ना. ना करो ना भाई.
Predictability that's on Rondo is, from my perspective, is where you separate
मेरे को 4 टीम के बीच में अपनी टीम की दिख रही है.
Teams to the top teams because the top teams they know exactly
अपने बाजू में नावी और VP
the problem is when you have 16 teams that are equally or almost equally as good
और सामने क्रिस्टल ही नहीं है जिसने 4 कितना 10 मारा था.
These heat maps informations that a lot of analysts
और राइट में नेमेसिस
here with these circles
ऊपर से आओ ऊपर से ऊपर का ग्रुप थोड़ा सा क्यूट है ऊपर से आओ भाई.
Pan hill and then there's like one compound. That's basically the priority you want to go into. You can also go really far south out to Yonggu, but I don't really see this circle coming that far south.
Well, we've had some spicier circles, right? Of course.
सारे बाप टीम अपने आजू-बाजू मांडी डाल के बैठे हैं.
And then obviously the circles get a bit predictable because they have to shift away from the water. So we can see that now moved in and north of S8UL. So kind of bringing that up because I figured that they might actually go for a little bit of a fight here.
उसका टीम छोड़ के भाग गया.
Unfortunately, in a situation where I think Hive just didn't know that there was going to be another team here, but S8UL was lurking around.
And he was
and that's the
CPR dummy,
especially here with now the destructible terrain, hard word. I know, but here it actually, when you're able to come in and be that last team from an edge. With a car, with a pickaxe, with maybe some utility thrown, you can really set yourself up for a great spot with cover still. Like maybe sure you lose cars later on and so far, but still you can set yourself up for success. On the other side though, we're gonna go
किसी और को सुपरसेट कर रहा होगा. Oh, thank you for the 40.
So it's gonna be this Lohar Shin ending where it's like in between Meiran and Lohar Shin, there's these compounds where it's kind of magnetic too. That's really where these
अभी भी अगर VP बच गया ना मैं मान जाऊंगा.
Scrambling to try to get to
Nemesis has had such a difficult
time so far. It takes so much damage from construction workers as they're almost chasing them away here at this time.
Yeah, it's looked anything but the consistency from what we saw from them in our first 2 weeks as Versus Pro. Our current champions are just trying to wiggle on through onto some of this high ground and actually find themselves in okay spot without really taking too many shots at all. So that's going to pay well for them. Where are you going, Aduzi? What are you guys up to? Technically, they're coming out from what is the the main kind of focal point here on May round. So they've got options. They can
अबे
sit
जो
around
गाना
here
गा रहा
for
था
if they
मेरे को
want,
अभी
but
भी नहीं
I
समझा
don't mind the idea that Bestalosh and maybe anybody else might actually use the northern point as an anchor position, just in case they have to get out of there and other teams actually wanted to hold them in. It's good to try and have that on lockdown, just in case.
कोई टीमर क्यों नहीं रही?
Let's see how they approach that one.
मैप छोटा क्यों नहीं हो रहा?
Get and wiggle in because there's still some
सारे
areas that you
टीम्स
can
के
kind
सारे
of
प्लेयर जिंदा
wiggle
क्यों
into
है?
and thread the needle just a little bit. It's gonna get difficult though. With S8UL having locked down Mei Ran and Navi having locked down Lure Shin, it's gonna be a different time. Although now we have a plan.
Guys, don't bana rahe log.
They're kind of in this area just northeast of Lure Shin. To my experience, we don't have a lot of endings here because the water is.
क्या जोन नीचे आएगा पता नहीं. जोन नीचे आएगा कि नहीं मालूम नहीं. मेरा हार्ट ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है. क्योंकि सारे बाप टीम्स के बीच में अपन मांडी मार के बैठे.
Kind of get into. Look, this is gonna be used so much in the future. Like,
lyrics of the song is Annie, are you okay? Are you okay?
Very, very vocal about it. It's not great for pro play, but imagine this being FPP. You would be stepping on landmines with people.
मेरा गाना इसको lyrics पता है.
TBP, at least you can kind of scout over the ridges and kind of play around. Sure, I know it's a bandit and a big wound, but still, I kind of dig the idea of the terrain being kind of molded to a way where you can play a little bit easier, and especially the open.
Very dead center by. अरे chill करो ना.
Hilly terrain, it's hard to traverse. So you kind of have to have that on.
In PUBG PC, recalls are rarely used. Obviously, भाई इधर मासूम फार्म का लीडर निकल रहा है ना. Obviously. Obviously, bro. Come on.
I hear yourself touching your beard while you're
like, Vishal, come on. It's like
yeah, stroking my beard. Problem is I actually was stroking my beard. So that's a problem if that's audible.
No, but it wasn't audible. I just know you too well.
Wow.
Like,
yeah, I know.
Kind of
it's Chris doing cool tricks up to the north, and with them coming in on that northeast side, there's technically ways they can actually make thread the needle here for Ascend. They've been good at doing it in the past. We're back with construction workers. Turtle down, getting themselves. You could see actually as Fex was just kind of like rounding out the edges of it. It makes it a bit easier to be able to peek on over every single side here and be able to get the angle you exactly want. So you gotta make some little adjustments here and there if you're gonna, dig on down.
Yeah, for sure. Next circle pop here goes center. This is the May Ran ending I'm talking about. It usually ends up northeast.
Teemo are chat. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Here, so let's see how
सब लोग आ रहे हैं. Owl आ रहा है. Teemo आ रहा है. Nemesis आ रही है. पीछे से BMW आ रही है.
Can take this game here. Let's see.
Vitality कौन से आ रही है? सब जगह आ रहे. Saturday.
Vitality being able to make on a decent move here towards the middle of the circle as well, as the Doozy starts blasting at X-Owl, trying to move in north side of them. This is exactly why Aduzes and Bestalosh wanted to try and move in on this plateau north side of this, just to make sure that they wouldn't be kind of cordoned off, and also be able to push teams away. You don't really want teams existing above your locale. As Nailcop does a bit of damage here. Now Quizzy though, with his JS9 of all things, and the Levante FAMAS here, shutting down X-Owl.
Oh my god.
Shutdown from Vitality.
Yeah,
oh
great
my
shot coming
god.
You gotta try to survive.
अपने को एक मिला लेकिन.
Defix gets Levante down. Get is still knocked. And other teams see this in the kill feed.
एक मिला.
They're within the 1 kilometer barrier.
भाई चिल्लाओ मत. कहां से कौन निकल गया? मैं आज तक नहीं चिल्लाया भाई. चैट लाइक करो, स्ट्रीम को लाइक करो, मेरी जान करो.
Trying to get the points, trying to pull up, trying to find Quizzy. Got the JS9. Sosit finds Hello My Bad as well.
हर गड्ढे में तो
trying to
smoke
get the
डाला.
points, trying to get the flushes. Nixie finds Hello My Bad, seals it away from Sosat.
Nix is basically a laser beam and hangs out in the car for a second to go for the reload.
Oh shit!
And takes Quizzy down as he comes around. Oh dear me, Nixie with style is able to shut everything down. This is also going to be crashing in as well though. Corrects from the high ground, shuts down Hubibi.
अपन किधर अपन chilling कर रहे क्या? उधर टीमों को क्या हो गया? टीमों को क्या हो गया?
A lot of nades going their way here to try and shut down the Virtus Pro position, but it's not working.
A lot of shots coming in from multiple distances out, and
Masum Pam Bihu, but 69 family always better. Proud to be 69 family. Love you, yaar. पता को डाल के और एक membership ले ले तो.
Nixie's down meanwhile by T-Bone. There's
Love you, मेरी जान का
angle in this fight here, James.
Yes, there is. For construction workers now, what they're going to have to do Just really try and batten down the hatches and see where they're going to want to go from this east side, I think, eventually, as Mythov. Now also
by the way, आपको अगर नहीं मालूम फिल्म में दोनों फैमिली का कोलैब है, कोलैब.
Wanders, unfortunately, straight into the line of sight here of
Masum
him and the boys.
X69.
So there's not much more they can do really on this east
Triple
side
X.
of Meyran. As the Mythov is doing a pretty darn good job of being able to greet this. More blue zones, everything, and the kitchen sink being thrown their way.
A lot of teams have an idea that this next circle might go west here, considering the heat maps that they're looking at. Shots coming in out from the side here. Mike trying to have to survive here. Meyran may still be in, but let's see. Do we go west? We go all the way south, actually. Straight onto Meyran here.
इतना खास नहीं है, इतना खास नहीं है. Zone kind of okayish, I would say. Kind of okayish.
Now Navi on this western side here, they're going to be able to get into a spot and try to take away some of the points.
गिरा दे दो तीन बंदे को गिरा दे.
Trying to drive away.
Yep, they're trying to thread it once again here, just in between the position that S8UL as well as Vis has actually been able to encompass. The thing is, smart move, I think, now by S8UL, right? You can't really hold on to that plateau above the position of Meyran anymore. You've got to move back, be a four-man strong, north of Meyran, see if you can make this work. If Meyran is in the next circle, for any reason, it's a top four, surely, for S8UL.
Yeah, they're holding on to such a great area of it as well. So to find Stratas here from this is under a lot of fire. We've been trying to make new moves here. Look at that on this eastern side, trying to capitalize on these moves that all the teams are doing. Meanwhile,
oh my God, VP
looking strong too, but this Hive and
VP
Nemesis Burger could be difficult both with and for VP. But let's see.
सिर्फ के मैरिज से रिटर्न कब आने वाले हो? मैं आने वाला हूँ 5 तारीख को, फिर 6 तारीख को कुछ पर्सनल वर्क है. और 7 तारीख को बुम्बम स्ट्रीम, 7 तारीख से एकदम बुम्बम, नो ब्रेक्स अगेन, एकदम हेवी बुम्बम.
Nicely, but Curexi, a
एक मिनट से 2
massive
डाउन.
nade here. Once again, Virtus Pro trying to solidify themselves in the top 8 here. Picks like double team, trying to hit as many shots as possible.
mortar से मारा वो लोग ने, Nemesis ने.
Enough. So they're trying for the shutdown with the mini 14 here. Ascend. The thing is that compound
Finish
for
हो गया
Ascend,
वो.
they still need to go further.
Yeah, they do. The mortars are coming out here. Correct, has been flushed by Soset. Construction workers now on some fire from Mitch Chris.
Do you feel the team should focus more on kills?
Chris is going to try to make a run for it with the car. Jogonito is 0 kills, but holding on to the northern side of this new circle here.
चैंपियन टीम को मेरे फीलिंग्स के बारे में बताएगा और वो लोग मेरे को रशियन में मेरे को गाली देंगे.
They're hungry because they are on
तो तू आएगा बचाने?
tied with high right now, only 8 points. One good game would put them in a potential top 8 here. It's only 13
और मेरे को कल परसों अडूसी भाई ने बोला कबलियत लौड़े करके. मैं क्या करूं, मैं क्या बोलूं, बताओ.
And some kills here.
Yeah. And those Twisted Minds points are salvage points as well. I feel like the majority of them have come from
लॉगिन करके खेल भी दे सकते हैं गेम अपन.
But now Lou starts to step up for Twisted Minds.
अपन वहाँ पे ज्ञान दे सकते हैं, वो वाले गेम में. वो वाले गेम में क्या एक्सपीरियंस है तेरे भाई का. कोई बोल भी दिया लॉगिन करके खेल तो खेल भी लेंगे. इधर फीलिंग्स को दबा के रखो.
And we'll go all the way sky high over across him. M24 actually taking down Fairest. Here from Cristiani once again.
कुछ दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है.
Yeah, currently on the cusp and actually shutting
Salute
down.
मार के मारा बे उसको.
Cristiani is down thanks to boosting. Boosting turns around, tries to shut down.
Salute करके मारा बे पहले बंदे को.
Yeah, good shots coming in here now.
बहुत खतरनाक किल फीड है. अपना नाम दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है. उसका मतलब चिलिंग कर रहे, चिलिंग कर रहे. Which is not bad. Not bad.
No shots coming in. Tries to go for shots coming in, connecting just a little bit. 32 HP on him.
It's crazy.
कवर जा रहा है लाला.
Entirety of it. Nice shots from Agnes.
Last bullet headshot लगा. Hello.
A total of 4 kills.
Last bullet headshot लगा उसको.
It was a single last org tap. I can't believe it. From Hakatori once again, 41. Up at the top here from Navi. Fantastic to watch every single time. But Twisted Minds also fantastic to watch. Got 3 kills from everything that was said and done here.
Almost 1/4 HP तभी उसका.
Still completely. I'm going to say it. They are crippled in this lobby, and they did not look very good as well in the first. That is a cover.
भाई वो लोग सेंटर में भाई क्या है ये? 4 टीम के बीच में से आई थी वो डिजाइन. देख रहे हो तुम लोग वो डिजाइन कैसे दिख रहा है? ओ हिटर्स
gonna tip VP over the edge of the 30+ points here. But let's see what happens. A lot of Mayrain still in here. Bushido Wildcats now.
That's a
with
classic.
What you could consider the best part of Mayrain. Ascent has put themselves into the southeast side here. No Slack putting in some damage to them. Nemesis also looking good. Nemesis looking to capitalize on the teams that are still outside on the northern side trying to fight. So let's see. Julins gets the flush onto Quetta. And now they're going to have to finish this even quicker to try to get into this next circle here. Nemesis, look at that. The push onto them, James.
Yeah, so you shut him down. Unfortunately, you don't quite pick up that last kill there from Schiller.
The reason for asking was if we don't get in zone or fail, we can still convert it into above average game by kills. अरे लेकिन बाबू kills लेंगे किसके सामने? सारे teams यहाँ पे 10-10, 15-15 kill chicken dinner मार रहे. सारे बाप टीम भरे पड़े रीजन में. मारेंगे तो मारेंगे किसके? कौन सी टीम को? ऐसा भी नहीं कर सकते. चलो वो टीम वहाँ पे कुछ हो रहा जाके मारते नहीं होता ना ऐसा. ये गेम बहुत अलग है बे, समझ रहे हो? जैसा देख के लगता ना वैसा है. खेलोगे तो समझोगे. खेलोगे तो समझोगे.
You want to have that close quarters combat ready and rocking. But utility is obviously crucial. Look at that. Ascent's actually
जैसे ये लोग गोली मार रहे हैं ना,
really good spot along that ridge with a little bit of a dirt
वो
road.
स्प्रे में
They actually might be able to get some
कम से कम 4 बंदे 5 बंदे डाउन, गाड़ियाँ फूटेगी, बहुत कुछ होएगा, समझ रहे हो? ये बहुत स्लो है रे. बुलेट ड्रॉप है, बहुत स्लो है, बहुत फर्क है. ऐसे जाके मार नहीं सकते.
Circle ends up going for them. As for now, I think a lot of these teams are just going to chill. Look, we're now digging a little bit of a trench.
अगर तुम लोगों को वो नहीं मालूम पड़ रहा है, कल नावी का 2-man squad में 3 squad push के तीनों बाहर.
Gonna dig towards Keter.
बताओ.
That'll be huge. Oh well, guys, I'm not doing anything else. I might just.
2x2 के कमरे में थे वो
in the middle of the circle if he wants to. It's completely covered.
It doesn't matter.
थोड़ा अपन है.
There's no time to get this done here. Surely this is going to be an Ascender Nemesis fight on the eastern side. The question is now, do we see a lot of commitment towards the Virtus Pro qualifications towards the center?
Navi already qualified. Navi qualified. 40 point पे बैठे.
Five even trying to lock down this high ground spot. This is a great spot for Hive. They're going to get tons of points from this, but they're in second last place so far. They need a double-digit game to have any hopes of getting into this.
Situation-based game. Situation.
Yep. Difficult to do that, isn't it? Only 3
Chat like करो, मेरी जान करो. 8,000 लोग देख रहे हैं. Like कर दो, मेरी जान कर दो.
Navi knows that what they've done.
इसके बाद एक last map है. JMD चाहिए, बस JMD चाहिए.
All that means is that that cut-off point is going to be even tighter for these teams.
Edge में हम लोग को कितना point चाहिए हम लोग को?
A bit of a sliver inside this circle.
8.
It's just about TMO
minimum 8 point ये game में चाहिए.
That's going to be happening
थोड़ा comfortable feel होने को.
Trying again to defend against No Slack here. Aris trying to clear with utility. There's
वो किधर है? Ace किधर है?
Multiple of this. Heyman finds Sata. That's a big name to take down already here for Heyman.
Yeah, not bad at all. Goes for the corner spray. Shotgun straight to the face by Scav. Here comes the aggression. Another one here by Scav as Mika goes down. Scav's going crazy here on this one. Ares, the last man alive here for the Mythov. But I think for a lot of these teams, once they actually finish up these edge fights, Martin, I think they're going to want to make some dips of their own towards the middle of the circle because it's a bit flat.
It is. They're gonna have to make space here now, potentially.
Bro, अभी हम लोग को ये लोग को साफ करना पड़ेगा. जो पीछे वाले हैं ना, अगर वो लोग को साफ कर दिया, वहाँ से अपने को 2-3 किल भी मिलेगा क्योंकि वो लोग आपस में भी लड़ रहे हैं. और वहाँ से अपने को 2-3 किल भी मिल गया ना.
On the other side of the road, and
तो फिर कुछ
Bushido Wildcats is busy with holding out the teams on the southern side, which enables Sen to have a great spot now.
एक knock. अच्छा वो लास्ट बंदा था. एक किल मिल गया, अपना बंदा रेस्ट हो जाएगा.
Finally down. That takes a little bit of the pressure off behind them, but again, there's more teams ahead of them as well. As Akatora decided to try and be annoying for one last time. Doesn't work on.
Nice.
Great shots by Celtic here.
Hey,
try and deal with any push forwards here from No Slack. As the nade was the precursor to what was going on there. Didn't quite connect with it. It was a good setup.
Come on.
It was them being able to deny No Slack here. It's just going to delay them and Kata put themselves in a spot where, again, they're going to have so little time to plan and put themselves into the next circle. So let's see, again, Bushido Wildcats, can they get more points out of this one here? Maybe a few kills, but can they make it deeper into the top 4
किससे
potentially.
मारेंगे
3
उसको
kills for
अभी?
them, and top 7 is still great.
हाई ग्राउंड में माइनक्राफ्ट खेल के बैठा है वो.
And with this circle, James, it's gonna be extremely difficult. Do they take on Ascent, or do they take on S8UL for their push and their campaign?
There's multiple teams here that really need the points, but are going to have a hard time to get them. S8UL still not technically in. They're going to have to try and make a push all the way from May round, but Hive also needs points. They're going to be looking at them when they need to make the move, because technically S8UL actually needs to move first before all of that. Needs the forwards against the position of Bushido Wildcats. Ascend absolutely lights up Bushido Wildcats in the distance. Alongside
नहीं ना अपना
kill
उसको मिल गया.
To really try and do something, but he's being shot at as well. It's all but done.
ये जोन से मिलेगा
kill. He's got 28 points, so they should be sitting happy.
जोन से किल मिला, जोन से भी किल नहीं मिला.
Trying to survive, trying to maximize salvage as much as possible here. Celtic obviously in a spot where he can get maybe 1 or 2 more kills, but otherwise that's it. He gets the P9, gets some shots in a full 3 gear, maybe to try to take on Ascend, but Ascend also has to cross the road, James. This was just a play for them to get and squeeze out as many points as possible. 24 points for them. The cutoff could be lower as well, because there's a separation between 8th and 9th plays already happening.
So S8UL trying to get on out of here, but they knew that they were going to be open. Goes for a little 360. It's not going to be enough though for Phil first. Let's try to do a little bit of a roundhouse kick with PUBG. Not going to work on out at all. Here, Dante and the boys here from High.
यार एक गेम जोन साथ दे देना यार.
The thing is though, it's easy pickings for them as they're coming along, but they're actually not getting all of the kills, and they still need a lot more here with only 10 points available to them.
And Kidda98 finds another
zone से गया तो
on
अच्छा है बे.
Celtic with the K9 obviously. More utility being committed here. I'm not sure it's worth it to commit that much. They might need it later to take on either BP or Twisted Minds. But this is so much twin warfare coming towards it. S8UL goes down for this one here. So it finds Chris.
दो kill के साथ.
He's going to have to push into this circle here.
Yep, bit split. Schenken goes left. Well, the rest of the team
अभी हम लोग को वापस
straight into the hands of
8 pointer चाहिए और JV को बाहर जाना पड़ेगा.
I should say. Nemesis was dealing with Send on the other side of things, but actually Sosa does find Jangan all the way away. Nade forwards as well. I understand to a certain degree.
This is therefore not zone. हाँ चलो चलो. ज्ञानी बाबा है. शुभोद भाई क्या करना चाहिए था बताओ. क्या करना चाहिए था? मैं मैसेज डाल रहा हूँ अडजी को. शुभोद भाई बता दो. ऑर्डर दे देता हूँ. 2 BRDM मंगाना चाहिए था. 2 BRDM ठीक है. 10 नेट मंगा लूँ शुभोद भाई. हाँ अगर हम लोग 4 नेट लेफ्ट में डालते 6 नेट राइट में डालते अपनी गांड फटती थी, फिर अपन जा सकते थे. 6 नेट डाल देता हूँ. अभी वो लोग ने स्मोक्स और जो कवर मंगाए थे वो दूर था, तो दो कवर का पैक कर देता हूँ. 2 कवर का पैक. और क्या चाहिए? अभी ये मत बोलना जोन गलत लिया. इतना टाइम जोन में थे जोन ऐसा कर रहे थे. वो नहीं कर सकते, वो नहीं कर सकते. कुछ आया? कुछ आया उसका? Opponent से खरीदना. Language.
Can he maybe squeak out a point from BP? I doubt it. They're going to have every single angle covered here.
Language.
Utility coming in. Util dump from Twisted Minds on to Nemesis.
भाई सब लोग सेंटर में Minecraft खेल रहे हैं. कितने घंटे है ये?
From Diffix here. And now more utilities being committed. It's looking great for Twisted with this circle, but how much more is Hive going to do before they can start taking on the teams inside?
Yeah, unless Nemesis does something very drastic, it's going to be a tale as old as time now when it comes to PEC, which is going to be Virtus Pro going up against Twisted Minds here for some of the final stages. And in the last final stage that we saw that go down, Virtus Pro kind of got the better of Twisted Minds, despite it being Rondo. Their map, their choice, their pick, basically. When it comes to them holding down
Metro bot defense से कर रहे. अरे कहाँ से अटैक करे भाई? ओपनिंग रहना चाहिए कि नहीं?
Let's see if Nemesis can. I mean, they're technically still 3 alive. They're technically still in on that
अपन जब जोन में तब ये थोड़ी बोलेगा चलो जाके अटैक करते हैं. Yeah, let's go.
So it's going to come down to the guns.
Yeah, it's going to be gunplay later on here, and I think Nemesis gets squeezed out though by VP's and Twisted Mind's position already. VP gets to this.
बस भाई थोड़ा ऊपर वाली टीम को जिंक्स कर दो, नीचे वाली टीम को भगाने का है, ऊपर वाले को रहने दो. 2-3 टीम वहाँ पे ऑलरेडी क्वालिफाइड है, वो लोग रहने दो उधर, चिल करने दो.
The enemy util gets used to your advantage, so you don't want to give your opponents too many dips here. That's really what's been happening here now. Not much util on the sides of VP, and here nothing, just stuns and 2 smokes on example.
I think you really hit the dilemma really hard there, which is if you do not knock them and kill them with nades, then they'll just use the dips against you. It is problematic.
PC मेटा बहुत अलग है मोबाइल से. मैं भी बता दिया 20 से ज़्यादा मैं क्या बोलूँ.
Molly forwards here. How well is that going to connect? Actually, I think he got shot out of the sky there for a second, or hit the top of it, but it did do damage anyway. Regardless, as another Molly went forward.
भाई एक BRDM बचा सकता है.
But MG3, you ain't escaping that, my boy.
भाई मजाक से हटकर VP जब 10 टीम्स इधर था ना, 10 टीम्स, हाँ मोर्टार चला के इधर गाड़ी रोक के खुद ही नेट डाल के खड्डा करके 10 टीम्स के बीच में माइनक्राफ्ट खेल के बैठी थी, और अब ये लोग जीत सकते हैं.
5 first dates. Surely now at this point it's going to be a game of cat and mouse, and it's between the 2 teams we've seen again and again for this one.
Twisted Minds, you cannot lose this time against Virtus Pro. This is important, and will you be able to? I don't think they're aware of the full angle extent that actually exists here, but Mithul, oh, never mind. The Kings are back as they make a mad dash here towards the top 8, as Virtus Pro is already in there. And Twisted Minds, we were saying just before this game, Martin, that they've got to make some moves.
जो 2 क्वालिफाई हो गए हैं, वो टॉप 8 में हो, तो टॉप 10 काउंट करेंगे क्या?
Yeah, it's good. Them being able to step it up.
और नहीं तो क्या? अभी मैं समझाता हूँ. अगर समझो कि मैं फाइनल्स में हूँ, अगर मैं फाइनल्स में हूँ ऑलरेडी, इवेंट तो खेलना पड़ेगा, बाकी का खेलेगा. अभी मैं खेल रहा हूँ, अभी दूसरा गेम चालू हो रहा है, उसमें जो जीता वो फाइनल्स में जाएगा, और उसमें भी मैं जीता, तो फाइनल्स में मैं ही खेलूँ सिर्फ. समझ रहे हो पॉइंट, समझ रहे हो? अभी अपने को टॉप 8 में क्यों आने का? क्योंकि जो बाहर टीम्स है जो ऑलरेडी क्वालिफाई हो चुकी है, वो लोग ऑलरेडी ऊपर है. तो अगर हम लोग टॉप 8 में है, वो भी ऐसा काउंट करेगा जैसे कि अपन टॉप 5 में है. समझ रहे हो? वो वाला सीन है. मॉड बनाओ उसको, लौड़े लग जाएंगे चैनल के मेरे. हाँ, ऐसा मतलब ऐसा क्रेजी एकदम एकदम सीन हो सकता है. As well making their portfolio big like PUBG is huge W considering the huge teams like Navi White. अरे भाई लास्ट वीक के अपन इतना बाप किए भाई, क्या हो गया तुम लोग भाई? एक हफ्ते में कैसे पलट रहे हो? अब भी तो जस्ट 3 दिन पहले मेरा काम था भाई पलटने का. हाँ, क्या लगता है इंडिया को एनसी में वैलो का इन्वाइट आएगा? गॉड स्पीड भाई वहाँ पे लूडो के चेस के वो बने, लूडो और चेस के कोच बने हुए हैं वहाँ पे गॉड स्पीड भाई. हाँ, स्नेक एंड लैडर खेलने वाले हो? जल्दी रोटेट नहीं किया. ओह माय गॉड. भैया आपको हाथी पसंद है क्या? हाथी 3 जोन सेंटर में है, तुम पिन ड्रॉप सेंटर में. बाद में अगर वो खिसक गया, फिर से सेंटर लेने के लिए अपन पूरा 4 पिकेक्स लेके जमीन के नीचे से खोद के सुरंग बना के सेंटर से निकले अपन. 3 गेम कास्टर कान में चिल्ला रहा है एसेट सेंटर 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 करके. और रेज वेट करो ना करो यार, मैं अभी निकला हूँ यार ट्विटर से. प्लीज यार, तुम लोग मेरे को वो कर रहे हो ना. हाँ, नहीं चाहते हो भाई का 5 मिलियन हो. इतना तो मालूम पड़ गया कि 1 मिलियन होने सरा.
So let's see where they do the last one. I would love to see them have a great,
इतना तो मालूम पड़ गया.
to make it into.
चलो लास्ट मैच चैट. अपना घिस के रखो. अपना पूरा एकदम तेल लगा के एकदम रेडी रखो, एकदम हार्ट और जेएमडी एकदम.
Floodgates a bit. I know they defended that.
Last match, boys, we give it all.
They need to get some kills. They need to get some points. So leaving the opportunity for some teams to kind of come in and take a fight with them. They've got the gun skills. They can take the fight.
Oh, yeah.
But they just denied opportunity. And then, as Martin, as you said, they didn't have a player so fixated on not letting teams in. They had no plan to get out the town.
Yeah, it feels like sometimes it takes them a little longer for it to really get rolling. And, well, so far, it's kind of felt like that, right? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if a team like S8UL might comes out in the next game and just wins it, because that's the kind of team that, you know, they are. They're able to do that in the past. And of course, we have another code for you guys down towards the bottom, as you can see right there. So make sure to go and get that. And apparently they changed the format of the code. So there you go. So that's how that sits. Easy. So with one game remaining here, Martin, though, the cutoff point is very tight. Again, it seems to always be this way. We saw it at PGS's when it's a 5-game situation, and we're seeing it again here at PUC.
Yeah. And there's a 6-point drop down to Nemesis, to S8UL, and even further down the list, right? So I'm not saying it's a 9-horse race to get 8 spots, but it's hard for the teams that's at the very bottom. They're going to have to get a second place with double-digit kills, or get a win with some kills to push themselves and push some of the teams that's currently inside that top 8, push them down the list here. But I'd love to see some new teams kind of join us in the very top here. It'd be cool to see S8UL coming in and do some cool things. Especially Wildcats, obviously, we've seen them before. They're great, and they're probably through. My problem is that the teams that are, you know, we have 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I think 29 is safe. I think 27, 26 might be with the cutoff. The problem is for the team, it's not about it's about outrunning the slowest. You need to have a few more points. So you really got to keep an eye on where is the other teams that we're directly competing with, because in this last game, if you can third party a fight on the 8th, 7th, 6th place team, you get the few kills and you knock them out. That's potentially them out. That's potentially them down in the bottom 8 and you qualifying. So that's really what I'm keeping my eye on here. So kill feed tracking, kill feed counting, checking the match log as quickly as possible is really going to be a thing here in the last game.
Well, let's check in with some team comms from that previous game, and then we can wrap things up before we get into game number 5.
Bakıyorum, evet. Var. Tek kişi içinde. Devam ediyor arkaya. Bana bakıyor. Bana sıkıyor.
Bekle geri gitsin, bekle.
Nice.
Helal. Sağlara geliyor.
Sol önünden bir tane araba geliyordu, ona baksın.
Açı alacak bunu.
Adam var orada. Bir can. Bir can. Sağda.
No, kadro.
Już nie ma.
За тачкой. No, кого?
ब्लॉक्स में रुक रहा है इधर. ब्लॉक्स फिर भी स्किल नया वाला PUBG में ऑब्वियसली. हाँ, लो कास्टर पे बोल दिया. अपने भीड़ू के अलावा सब लोग अपने साथ हैं. भीड़ू लोग की गांड मार रहे हैं.
All right, so we have got ourselves one more game here to determine who our top 8 are going to be. And Mark, actually, let's talk about some of the teams that advanced last week
भाई इसमें हम लोग को कुछ भी करके 4 मैन स्टिक करने हैं, क्योंकि जो लोग का एकदम लास्ट गेम है ना, लास्ट गेम जिनको एकदम हेवी पॉइंटर चिकन चाहिए वो लोग जाके लड़ेंगे। हाँ, बॉटम की 4-5 टीम तो लड़ेगी हेवी वाली। अपने को सर्वाइवल खेलना है और उसके बाद रिवाइवल खेलना है और उसके बाद कुछ तो करना है।
I had such a good spot there as well. Went ready for that zone to shift, and maybe a miscommunication. Schengen went one way, the other boys went down to the south. Very difficult for them to kind of get up there. That's high ground, the northwest.
8 क्यों है as over? आपको पता रहेगा over?
Have the capabilities to do it, but like Mike was saying a minute ago, any team that can deliver either a first place and a handful of kills, second place, and get a hell of a lot of kills means you'd be going to.
आज एने है लेकिन मैं नहीं हूँ। आज एने है लेकिन मैं नहीं हूँ। मैं पूरा दिन आज स्ट्रीम नहीं कर सकता।
A second 1337 for the day.
कल बहुत काम है और परसों जाने का मेरे को।
Some fun numbers here as Levante will be able to take a spot there, and Beanie with 8 kills doing some pretty decent work as well. Both teams trying to get Martin looking fantastic, looking to go into the final. Vitality especially be very happy about that considering how they're last time.
Yeah, they're done swinging here. They're going to switch tomorrow.
Playoff for only for day 1 नहीं रे, 3 दिन का है रे, लेकिन आज अगर टॉप 8 में है तो फिर शॉर्ट है।
Amazing. So congrats to Vitality to making it to our last finals of PC Spring.
All right, the final game for day number 1 of the playoffs. Let's
ये playoff 1 playoff 2 क्या है? फाइनल हो गया था ना, अभी सेमीफाइनल चल रहा है। अलग है यहाँ का फॉर्मेट। दो फाइनल्स है, एक फाइनल्स है और एक एकदम फाइनल्स।
He might be able to cross that line.
Yeah, for sure. There's a big chance here. But with this plane path mark, it smells like either military or Primorsk-ish fairy period ending. Let's see where we go.
Team right side क्यों जा रहे?
Difficult for a lot of the teams to get into the usual drop spots here. Far from Georgia Bowl, far from Cerveny, far from all these things
Zone
on the
predict
west
करते
coast and the top side. So, yeah, we might have a difficult
जिस हिसाब से आज day 1 है, मेरे हिसाब से वैन से जाएगा जॉर्ज पूल में सब।
Yeah, let's see where we go here.
It's interesting. If you look at a team like Team Nemesis, I think they're not performing, or at least not firing on all cylinders today.
Sure.
And they will commit to that severely. They will get the cars. They will continue up towards that north side. There's something about they have to kind of loot. It's like a ritual that they have to complete before moving on. So this flight path really doesn't favour them.
Oh, look at that.
जिधर भी है।
It's not like I saw this plane path.
Not bad.
It does smell like it when we start.
Not bad. बस ये ऑरेंज कलर की टीम थोड़ा हम लोग को रास्ता देगा ना, तो अपन आराम से जाए।
With this one though, TMO being the only team so far here, Mark, is making it difficult for all the other teams. Obviously, there's potentially going to be some gatekeeping. There's going to be some teams that's already qualified. Navi, maybe VP, could be holding on to the bridges on the other sides and then really making life hard for everyone.
VP वाला already चला गया, इसको देखो ना।
A question for you then. Your TMO, you've seen the playing path. You know, like 90% of the time you're already over there, and teams will be pushing over. Do they sit tight,
reload भी नहीं किया?
Do they try and play out towards one of the sides? Maybe play out to that east side, take the high ground early.
भाई VP है बे।
It's too risky for now. They're sitting in 15th place, and they're a team.
Day 2 और 3, Day 2 कल है। अगर मैं फ्री रहूंगा, अवेलेबल रहूंगा तो कल कर लेंगे, अगर नहीं तो फिर कैनॉट हेल्प इट, मोस्ट लाइकली कर लेंगे। कल प्लान बहुत ऐसा है कि एक वॉच पार्टी करूंगा, फिर मैं भागूंगा, फिर घर पे आऊंगा, फिर वॉच पार्टी करूंगा, फिर भागूंगा, फिर घर पे आऊंगा, फिर सो जाऊंगा। वैसा वाला तो हेवी एकदम रनिंग रेस वाला डे का।
And then maybe I'm holding on some other
Day 3 का नहीं कर सकते, Day 3 में नहीं हूँ, Day 3 में भाई की शादी में, Day 3 में नहीं।
To lock things in, so TMO, this is what I would do. That's what they should do in my opinion, because it's such a strong area to both get kills and info from. So
आप एसिडल वॉच पार्टी एसिडल के साथ खेलने का करने का ट्राई करो ना, नहीं वो लोग खेल रहे हैं ना ऑलरेडी।
But I'd also love to see them locking down multiple positions. He's got nothing, obviously. It's a barrel with an iron sight. No helmet, no vest. So the other guys is going to need to bring him a DMR, or unless he's lucky to get one inside the radio tower.
They're coming. They're all coming.
How many matches to qualify for finals? ऐसा तो और 10 मैचेस है, उसका मतलब ये नहीं अपन
For construction workers,
जल्दी क्वालिफाई नहीं करे।
foundation to a roadblock goes far, opens things up.
भर दिया,
भर दिया। Knocked down as he runs his way to the petrol garage.
They're sending it. They're chasing this one down. That's a great pull up.
Oh my God, Slamin बोलते हैं। क्या हो गया? Hello, internet.
To get Crossberg down, look at that. It's 2 easy kills here. Now the other guys, Metabay and Code Marco, they're going away from it. They're already qualified, I would say, with 29 points. I think it's unlikely we're going to see a higher cutoff than that, unless it perfectly lines up with all the kills going to our other teams. Perfectix finds Rocks. That's high of losing players early on. Or that's a team we were talking about. I need a big game. 13 points on the leaderboard for them here. That's an important point to come the way of Twisted Minds.
Casterson कम कर दो.
He's difficult.
Oh, they're looking for him.
थोड़ा कम कर
Sniffing
दिया.
out.
1 point on the board at the moment. Hive looking.
Tided मेरे को आगे जाने दे.
More importantly, the kill confirmed. No, but it's Perfectix. He swings on the left side, gets the damage, gets the knock. Mogul is down, but Torlins though with the off angle, be able to try and hold that push coming around this sort of left side. Perfectix gets the opportunity to reposition, but he does huge amounts of damage, and he's looking for the second knock.
Bro, ये भी आ गया side से.
Super well played by him. Perfectix now is going to have to sweep around, try to get the information of the guide here. Can he get it in? Batulis gets the confirmation onto Mogo. Important point, gents, again here. Dante and Schengen might go down. Hive might be pushed out as the first team into day 2 qualifiers.
It is sunny outside, but the spring is not, unfortunately, for Hive.
अभी तो मुश्किल है. चिकन चाहिए.
Move to one side. They're trying to white side against Perfectix. He swings for one. He swings for two. It's a full squad fight.
अच्छा है. नीचे वाली team
dispatches of Hive.
नीचे.
Yeah, so well executed. That's a great sense to capitalize on this. They knew the timing would be properly right to catch Hive out.
यहाँ पे नावी मार दे. ये लोग को मजा आ जाएगा.
And lock down the 29-point cutoff. It's going to be huge. Navi, though, and construction workers. Navi already qualified, 41 points. This is not a team you want to be fighting with, construction workers. You want to get in. You want to lock down some high, valuable terrain and cover, potentially with this area here where they are right now. Those shots coming out toward Navi. Turning around just a little bit. Now they've got the advantage, but they're inside the red zone. Sure, you might be able to get some cover later, but I don't want to be in here right now. It's going to be dangerous sight. Beamy, look at that. That's a disgusting angle to sit in here. Getting one Howl player down. That's also important points for VP. 32 is far beyond safe. So now they're trying to fight for these valuable PGC points that's given out first through 8.
Pick up angle.
So you always thought these bridges were going to lock out, and it seems to be the case. Thinks out. Might be rotating their way around to Primorsk and maybe picking up that boat Tate on that west side. Some teams have moved over. BP. How will they
chicken top
find their way in? And for Team Nemesis, on the sort of cusp of qualification,
30 kills मारते.
They managed to pick up over the top of everyone.
और अपन second आते.
So many teams
तो भी अपन है भाई top
at the death center, basically inside
कौन बोला
the
without chicken नहीं होएगा?
red zone.
Come on, man.
Circle that we have on the map. There's so many teams.
Shit, मेरी गांड पड़ गई. मेरे को लगा कोई knock किया.
TMO went for the 2-2 split. We were talking about the high ground, the kind of low ground with the higher prio. S8UL is coming in as well. Now Team Nemesis here trying to go for cars.
कल जी का मैच करेंगे. जी का मैच करेंगे. पहला मैच नहीं करेंगे. जी का करेंगे.
To S8UL, they might have the info from the emergency pickup. Another red zone comes in too, but a lot of the teams are already locking down some of these compounds here. With Nemesis trying to take down this compound from the southeast side of military on Sosnovka. Instead, trying to maybe look for the lockout on that southeast side. They don't want to get backfilled, and they also want to make sure they have a potential car play to get later if this circle goes away from them.
Well, S8UL got ahead of him, and they've actually taken the cars from that location. So Team Nemesis has to be cautious. Well outside the zone, John Benito and No Slack did kind of clash paths.
हम लोग ये आइलैंड में कब आए?
To rotate back north and
हाँ अपन कब आए बे? No porno में?
Language,
no.
See, as the glider, so he's gaining and farming so much information now, especially with these teams that be looking to come in late.
It's just my PUBG days call.
Yeah,
it's just my PUBG days call.
A lot of teams are deciding whether they should try to get some high prio, or if they should try to see where the circle goes. Sure, I mean first circle.
No, wait.
And now here, Twisted Minds are like, all right, let's do this. We're gonna get a recall care package in with having taken 4 chips from Hive and saying thank you guys. Let's try to get some gear. Let's say where we're getting it though. I'm really curious if they're gonna get some high valuable, because it's fluctuating just a little bit. It's not as strong as an actual crate.
Oh, ज़्यादा test ना करो.
We'll take it. It's game 6. Same as for Team Vitality, who have qualified. It's good to see them get it started on day number 1.
क्या बोलो Binks भाई? No word, no.
Now they should be going over the top.
Akshay bhai, thank you for the $5 मेरी जान today.
Thanos in hand.
Emergency support flare. ये वो है ना जो 3-4 zone देता है.
With an opportunity whether it plays towards the east or to the west.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about here. No helmet for him, but he got a vest and a FAMAS, so not as strong as the usual care package, but a recoil care package still does punch its value here, though. Mark, though, with this circle, where do you want to see us go?
Slick, अच्छा खेला.
Right, I want to go over the top of TMO because you've got obviously you've got TMO, you've got S8UL, you've got Nemesis, you've got Vis, all in that kind of southeast corner. And that there we know.
गाड़ी लेके जा रहे.
So who survives might be qualifying.
दूसरा island में गाड़ी लेके.
Great call for that. So many teams still trying to get their way in here. Obviously, Twisted Minds, Snow Slack, Joker Benito's not prioritized to go in. We go further west though, Mark. We are deciding on where we are, locking down. But look at Virtus Pro.
Right side
really one-way split throughout, and now they've got the pick of the litter to figure out okay where we're gonna try to lock this down. Because they got enough points to go through here with the 32 they have, but they could still get more PPC points if they take the win and take the first.
ये क्या है बे?
No, surely securing spots.
यहाँ पे गाड़ी.
Exile taking the public transport. As T-Bone gets an opportunity, Jedrox goes down, shot through the sky. Keta gets hit by man, and it's a bloodbath with a bumblebee. Keta, oh my god!
Absolutely lasering them out of the sky here. Vitality's picked to pieces as they try to get in here from Ascend. Really well played. And those 2 points, Mark, that puts another team on 29. We have a 3-way tie for 29. No Slack is 1 point off as well. Exile is trying to send their way in. Joker Benito also trying to get in here. It might just be that one spot that's up for grabs. Whoever goes out early. No Slack is under a lot of pressure. Bushido Wildcat has lost 2 players. He thought the 29 was safe, but Twisted Minds got points secured early on here. Puts themselves in the contest.
Look at that. All 29, 28, 26, 24.
It's so close.
अबे अपन zone में कैसे जाएंगे बे ऊपर?
Hey, but I suppose it's day number 1. These are the top 16 teams entering the PEC Spring phase number 2. Top 8 will go through. We will re-establish.
अबे लोग mountain में वहाँ पे Minecraft खेल के बैठे हैं.
For now, teams like Joker Benito, they are on the outside edge. If they do not make this happen, they will have to come back tomorrow.
I swear, this must be some of the most.
You don't come top 8 we out. नहीं रे, कल खेलेंगे रे बाबा.
7 points from 2nd place to 9th.
कल खेलेंगे, परसों खेलेंगे, खेलते रहेंगे, टेंशन ना लो.
That's obviously super safe here. Vitality 33 and VP 32 is also safe, but still, it's a difficult way to be put under pressure here. S8UL under massive amounts of pressure here.
एक सेकंड, इसको कूद के उसको मारने का कोशिश किया इसने.
SUG Sports have found themselves
इतना भी नहीं होता, ठीक है?
Reposition Cheetah using the cover of the smoke.
कूद के मारने का कोशिश किया उसने.
Sneak out, back around to reinforce CCI next, and obviously take towards the beaches. A lot of teams are in military.
ठीक है, pro लोग हैं, इतना
quite clear. Twisted Minds taking the head-to-head fight with Hive, give him a long rotation. But phase 2, you will be looking at the leaderboard with a couple of kills already, a couple more for Twisted Minds, and they should be securing their spot.
Jamdi.
Where do we get this? Where are we getting it in and deeper for this one here? Code Marco and the boys in Bushido Wildcats. This is a absolute last-ditch effort to try to get deeper. Medibay left
ये वो है ना? Cash on delivery अभी.
Trying to absolutely maximize the wins here on the vending machine. He's gotten all the first aids here. But the problem is, once you get that 4th circle pop, it really starts to chunk when you're far away from the circle. The multiplier from being further away from the circle starts hitting really hard already on phase 4. You're sending it off. Beautiful play here from Kovalevi. Look at that. The analyst knows the map to perfection. No slack. Great send. VP trying to get out and behind them. Drive-by is on this. Look at Rooks and the guys trying to really capitalize. These guys getting in late. Next time we'll the dead center of this zone.
Yeah, I like the clash, I like the joust, so to speak.
एक bridge scam कर लेते यार VP भाई यार. Qualified हो तुम
the other
लोग.
side, they continue to rotate on this sort of west side, up and around the hill. They do just go
भाई
back
जाओ
towards
ढूंढ
the
के मारो
zone.
उनको.
It has centralised up. We have lost the Northern Ireland and all the water. So for a team like Ascend, they find themselves yet again in the middle. Navi, strong position. The $1 million question for you is, what do you think the number's going to be for cutoff?
Oof. I think we might end up it being a little bit higher. I think all the teams are so aware and so good at kill feed tracking, kill feed counting, making sure that they squeeze every single point out of here. I think it might be higher than the 28. I think we might be ending up on maybe even 31.
हम लोग को मालूम नहीं है
chat. Jogo Bonito gets it in, but
oh my god, हम लोग को मालूम नहीं है ये बंदा इधर है. Oh my god.
Not safe. It's not comfortable at least. So that's why the other teams are trying to make for it. And especially with Bushido Wildcats, the other teams know that there's already 2 players gone down. They're gonna check the match log and see, okay,
यहाँ से तो live commentary दे रहेगा ये बंदा team को.
And survive for as long as possible. Just getting 1 placement point here is absolutely crucial for the teams on 28, 29 points. That's why we see the strategy coming in through from both No Slack and from Bushido Wildcats.
I'm with you. I am with you. 29
लग गया. There is no way, chat. Nemesis is a bad team में हम लोग को जाने देगा. There is zero chance.
Zero qualification again.
That's one important point. Oh my god!
Oh my god! There's not just one. There's 2. They're gonna have to try and charge their way forward. Cristani though, with the grenade, cooks his way forward.
कल मिलेंगे यारो. कल मिलेंगे.
Just a moment. Takes a splash of damage. He does slip again. He goes. Oh my god! He returns a grenade and it turns the tide.
नहीं लेकिन fight तो हार गया.
That's huge. Nutty's gonna have to take a painkiller here. Now shots coming in. Slavin finds it. And CCINX is the last player. That's important 4 points for Jogo Bonito. They now join the fray and get that 8th place. Jumping above X-Howl. I'll say this though. X-Howl is looking great for their circle position, so later game could be huge. Nemesis and S8UL. Big fight in between these 2 teams. Gets 2 players here of PGC 2022 champion from Dubai. Melman gets 2 crucial points here for Nemesis.
Crucial, critical change in the time. He held his discipline. You got to remember, they were right in front of him half the moment that they arrived.
कल मिलता है कल है अभी कल.
Not bad.
कल watch party की कल का पता नहीं watch party होगा कि नहीं.
But unfortunately for
try करूँगा.
He's going to be down. He's going to be out. And for our guys though, for Team Nemesis, maybe.
मालूम नहीं दे रहे वो लोग बाजू में बैठे हैं कुछ नहीं कर सकते.
Oh, great shots from Boostic. Straight headshot.
सीधा surprise दिया सीधा.
New circle here, and it's another donut market. Makes it very difficult for
anyone to see. Straight points to
send here, and that is S8UL. They are qualified to playoffs day 2, Mark.
Let's go!
SAUL will have to come back tomorrow and see if they can do it all again. We'll be looking for a
qualified for day 2. Let's go!
They are now on the hunt for another team that's qualified, and it will help out some of these teams lower down the lobby.
2 ही टीम है, एक अपन और एक हाइव. घर जाएंगा.
It's also important points for Ascent here, now to 3. That's good, but put them on 30.
Aki team's noobs.
But look at how close it is, Mark. It's gonna be scary. I think Bushido Wildcats might be out here. They've got such a struggle to try to get in. Marco's trying to survive, you know. Navi and is trying to eliminate each other as fast as possible, trying to capitalize off this here. See, Inex finds nail up. That's a huge nade from Agatori though onto Beamy and Lookarups.
अभी ऊपर कौन सा टीम क्वालिफाइड है? नावी, वीपी, ट्विस्टेड माइंड और बस ये टीम ना, ये टीम ना.
So do work their way forward. VP down for 2.
Day 2 पे कम बैक आता. Day 2 ही अच्छा है हम लोग का. Day 1 skip कर दो.
You can't back him into a corner for that long unless you
लो ही मत बोलो आईडी पास ही नहीं मिला.
With the fire and power that he delivers.
Huh?
Spio might be able to be safe as well. I think so. So Correx is just gonna dip
बाकी दोनों दिन साला 40-40 50-50 पॉइंट निकालते हैं.
More than safe though.
पहले टाइम पे पता नहीं दोष है.
See it lining up perfectly. Bushido Wildcats is
Navi VP और ट्विस्टेड माइंड बराबर बोला ना मैंने बराबर बोला. ठीक है.
And there's teams on the edge trying to hold up too. So it really comes down to, does X-Howl get a great game? Do they get this ball rolling? Or does Nemesis make an absolutely perfect thread of the needle and try to get into the circle there? Jorito continues this big fight here, but it's against Navi. It's a team that's already so deeply qualified that they do not care who they're going to fight against. Huge points again.
I think they're making a run for it.
Oh!
There's a low Noslack with the longer rotation are feeling the punishment that Team Nemesis can deliver.
That is a huge point. That's Noslack out in 13th. That's 29 points for them. Does Bushido Wildcats manage to sneak another point here? That would be the cutoff line moving effectively to 29th place.
भी आ सकता है lower bracket पे.
Kills already. Team Nemesis. Construction Workers got something to say, but the cover has prevailed. Vard does 55 damage. So Sedito able to take to the dirt, but he's got that level 1 helmet. That's not going to help out, but maybe a saving grace from the blue. That's going to be Mesa Bay. 19 first.
He still has 19.
He's in touching distance.
Top करे reverse से कैसे साला मेरे को मालूम नहीं था आज one of those days.
Next one's gonna chunk. We go from 3 damage per second to 5, and that nose 19 is gonna have to be used quite more often. I can't see him actually surviving long enough to get that placement points. Look at that. So many teams gonna have to make moves here. Send in a great spot. Jogo Benito in a great spot. There's so many solos still left alive here. And look at Twisted Minds. They've got a fishing net on the western side to try to catch more points.
Whenever you are not doing both party, we are doing good.
More points out of this game here, Mark.
I do, correctly. Thought he got away with this one. Damage done. That's a huge amount done. 82, and it's a tick, and it's a bomb, and it's a boost ending as a 4th. Arguably, we think it's about safe, but some other teams need to start falling because below that line, Martin, there's a lot store up and remaining.
3 more points, and they beat S8UL. किधर जाना है 4 बजे मेरे को 4 बजे जाना नहीं है
last week, they
really
want to
बहुत
जल्दी उठना है सुबह को तो मेरे को 4 बजे तक सोने जाना पड़ेगा
and if they could end up on
जिस हिसाब से मैं सुबह 9-10 बजे सोया हूं ना 3 दिन से
this is a big one here. Look at them, they're in 26 points, Mark. They've got 3 alive, and there's points to be had against teams that are hurt. Vitality down to 2-man. They don't really need the points. They're safe on 3,
Navi नहीं रुक रहे बे
chat. It is Navi.
वापस 20 पॉइंटर मारेगा क्या
For XHAL though, right? They've got nosy neighbours with Vitality. They get themselves to themselves at what point do they want to put that party out, and it's going to be in their control. Team Nemesis though, they go for a bit of a dash. They send themselves and they leapfrog ahead of TMO. They've got to try and leave the safety of their compound and team every opportunity. And there's the party stopper though. As Quizzy will find one, he will find 2. And those nosy neighbours, they extinguish the fire that XHAL won.
That's surely XL out. I don't see
Nemesis is already qualified है भाई.
Actually in the pretty great spot here. The question is, does Nemesis take this further? Now fighting with TMO here, they could make the dream work. They've got 3 guys standing, 5 kills already in this game.
लेकिन क्या हो गया Nemesis
5
को उस
more
दिन तो
points to
बहुत
push
बात कर रहा
themselves
था
into
ना
this
बे
8th spot that's currently 27. But Jogo Benito is full 4-man strong. They're inside the circle, holding strong here. So I think the cutoff, the line that the teams are going to be looking for is to try to get into 29 points here. XHAL is out in 26 points.
नहीं है नीचे आ सकता है.
Qualified neighbours though. Team Nemesis don't have
नीचे आ सकता है Nemesis नीचे आ सकता है. नीचे आओ Nemesis भाई.
But we've got to send in the wings if they can get here. Grenade will go forward. Damage has been done. We'll swap for another nade. You go right to the middle, and Melman finds an outstanding nade. And the fashion king of He-Man, he's going to fall.
More smokes have to be dissipated here. They're trying to push in the zone is now 15 seconds from closing here. They're not inside. Melman is the front man here, trying to lock this out. It's a crucial point. And now shots coming in from the side. It's construction workers joining, and Justice finds Melman. Pipix finds Justice here. The few more extra points could be crucial for Nemesis to make it through day 1.
किधर भी थोड़ा करके आगे जा रहा है सब जगह से बढ़ रही है
They've got 1, they've got 2, they found the 3rd as well. Sociedad has been confirmed that Keta starting to activate from Ascend there on the outside edge now. They will want to try and secure their spot. 32 points here for Team Ascend, but for Nemesis, it's 7 kills. It's 1 player, but it's 1 strong player. Diffix is looking for anything else he can get on the board.
वो impossible है no slack
29 points is still standing. Twisted Minds 29 too. They could squeeze 1 more point as well. Bushido Wildcats could also squeeze 1 more placement point. If just 2 more teams go out, that would be no slack down, and Jogo Benito surely will get a few more points considering they've got this next circle. Navi looking good. They're absolutely smashing.
Most of the
pounding this lobby completely. Last first aid from Medibay. Can he get 1 more point? He finds 1 on Pixelic here, flushes it as well. Crucial points to jump above no slack.
It's crucial, but it also diverts the attention of construction workers. Naillips had to come towards the north side. side. He's been told to turn back and go around the other way. Diffix will end Aries. He's going to fall. TMO coming back tomorrow, and that's now up to 8. 26 points though.
But पहला दो shot का connect हुआ लाला.
Gets the knock. It could be another point though.
बाप रे क्या मारा इसने.
Oh, that's so cruel of Keta to steal it. It's a new K98
PG
as
band
well.
में हम
He's
सोचते
on
बस
it.
नीचे वाली
And now
team
Diffix,
थोड़ा
the
close
one-man
कर
army.
चुके हैं.
Can he
ऐसा
do
ना
it?
करो.
Can he make a run for it? Can he get placement points? Can he get a kill on Medibay potentially?
He's running out of ammo. He knows that way is dangerous. He senses the danger. Keta gets one.
Oh,
Chris
that's 2
gets
points.
The second. That's an opportunity. He knows it's coming from that side, so he's going to sweep across the south side. Ascend. Well, they've got the front line. They've got their trench dug, and they've dug it in pretty well. 8 kills here from Ascend as it skyrockets them now to 35 points. Another team looking for confirmation.
Oh, Levante found Habibi, knocked one. Fustik then found Levante. Now shots are coming in.
मत देखो टिबोन को. इतना अच्छा गड्ढा बनाया था. क्या हो गया? हेलो.
He got smoked out, found a point. This is trying to
हेलो मैं किधर हूँ?
survive for as long as possible. Now we
पता?
point. This is trying to survive for as long as possible. Now we enter placement points, and it's gonna shift completely. Bushido Wildcup's up into 31 points.
Nemesis मार. अच्छा हुआ हम लोग के लिए. अच्छा हुआ. अच्छा हुआ.
Out here, Howl, Nemesis out. Construction workers also dead now. It's down to just this. They're gonna have to make an absolute mad dash for it. Otherwise, it's just gonna be it. I don't really see anything changing here. I don't see this surviving for long enough to make things happen. I think it's just this is gonna be our top 8 mark.
Okay.
I think it is going to be our top 8, but we'll have to wait and see. Stratisto will sneak his way forward, though. T-Bone is down, and unfortunately for them, they've got Navi on the other side. Chris will fall. Stands up tall, as Keto will also fall. 1 versus 1. They need to try and stay in this one. They've got points to gain, and they've got opportunity to try and gain them. For Visto, the smoke starts to dissipate, and he's only got one option. He has to charge forward.
Gonna have to try to go through the smokes here. Can he find another point? Can he find another combination? He almost hit it. He almost got it. Now Slavin on Jogo Benito. Great shots from him, and Ascend gets 10 kills. Confirms their participation in the finals in the next weekend here. And the cutoff is 29 points. No slack. Must be biting their nails throughout this, but yeah, they're gonna survive once again to the finals here, Mark. Great effort from No Slack.
Once again, Thursday,
going
through to the finals. Good play for them. Literally on the cut-off point for 30. We go for our final 4 though. It's 4 versus 4. And there's 2 solos here. Quizzy is coming out of military.
Big surprise though.
Actually हम लोग कुछ भयंकर कर सकते थे.
4 of the 8 teams that went through from day 1 of our first playoff go through on the second playoff. Big surprise for me. I thought there were going to be more consistency. I thought we were going to have a S8UL in there. I thought we were going to have Nemesis in there, but now the new teams coming in. It's good for Vitality to come in through day 1. It's good for Jogo Benito to have such a great showing here on the second playoffs.
Obviously.
Good to see No Slack with the consistency.
अभी तो 2 दिन back to back खेलना पड़ेगा ना?
Last game as well. Quizzy, he's run out of meds. He's just going to try and sneak his way under. So he comes up this hillside. He will expose himself to Kilikas. He does work his way down.
Players tension
Navi did come this way, but they repositioned towards the top. They've got the kill feed, so they know the solos are there. Kilikai sensing danger.
Top 4, surviving top 4.
Danger there. It's going to be moments before he sees one, but it's moments before Ferris denies puts the opportunity. And they'll be thinking, what the hell was he looking for? Ferris finds him with the body hop. He's going to post a special parcel to him. Grenade will go out. It goes on Quizzy. It's his time. Surprise. Quizzy no more. 3rd place. And Ferris will get on his bike.
Yeah, what a great day for Ferris. Great showing for the IGL and for Navi. For them to lock down first place with such a dominant effort here. 16 points ahead of second place. Sure, maybe Jogo Benito could make a big play here. They could tie up if they are lucky enough to take on Navi and survive.
Biggest thing for me, this is such a difference. I know.
किसका advantage किसका है? तुम लोग को लग रहा रहेगा नावी को है ना? मेरे हिसाब से JB को.
Double the amount of points they nearly got. They ended last week on 31 points. Going through on the qualifications, and now they put the opportunity, and I think for me it's all about looking for those additional. They want the points against Navi's name because those PGC points, they are going to be key.
Yeah, they are key. 16 PGC points for the winners here, and it's no doubt that it's going to be Navi. The question is, how beautiful is it going to be done? Are they going to be doubling it? We talked about it in the opening in our pre-show, Mark, that is it going to be just one big game here and done, or This is going to be a continuous effort throughout the day, and they have had such a beautiful effort to push this one in. Joga Benito, though, they've had such a great showing, you know, our cups, and now they're going to be putting themselves into the finals next weekend. We obviously have 2 more playoffs days, and it's going to be a strong day tomorrow. We have construction workers, we have Nemesis, we have Hao, we have S8UL, Hive is in there. It's going to be difficult to make it to top 5 tomorrow, Mark.
Yeah. I think the big thing for me is today and this week feels like the love has been spread across the team, right? Whereas before we kind of seen Ferris, he got a couple of kills and that was about it. Navi,
he had 0 kills day 1.
Yeah,
Ferris had 0 kills day 1 in first playoffs, and now he's fragging out alongside the other guys. He had 7 kills prior to this one. Hector had 9, so he has 11 kills in a best of 5 on Ferris. On the IGL, that's amazing.
But it's the IGL, which is key, right? You take a 0 kills. Now it feels more like
what a cat, my boy!
Not just down and out, mate. He is punching more blows. A second nade lands on top of the second player, but this time it's Cristani. More nades go forward, though. They don't care about defensive nades, Navi. They want to go out with a bang.
Just a stun in the hands of Ferris. Here, Joga Benito trying to make the most of it. If they can take down Navi, they have a hope. They have a chance in the finals. And it's looking good. Great Molotov does not connect into the 2 small holes that's been dug already by the nades. Now a push here from Nodi. That's Nodi finds one. That's beautiful.
Oh my god, rebound
backboard, not too fast. Slavin, no. Has to try and back out. He hasn't got the cover. He's trying to take multiple fights, 2 versus 2. Slavin moves his way back round. Boostic does do some damage, though. Spyro does get that confirmation on Noddy, but the M249 with Simon, though, he wraps all the way around. He wants to go head-to-head, but does he know he's going head-to-head with a Famis?
Spyro just says no, Slavin, you're not coming this way here. It's going to be a 2 versus 1. Simon, 105 bullets. You should be spraying the smoke, maybe. I don't know. But Ferris also got an angle on your Boostic's down there. He's got the information crawling. Boostic locked this out. Take this one out. That's a great nade here from Navi, and Spiro locks it out. It's a 15-kill chicken dinner, Mark.
Insane.
25 points. Navi didn't want this league of points alone. They wanted.
साला मस्त खेला बेनावी ऑलमोस्ट लोग ने एक गेम में जितना निकला उतना तो कट ऑफ था बेनावी क्रेजी खेला चलो गाइस बाय 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 आज एने नहीं कर सकते आई नीड टू गो लेकिन अपन सुमड़ी पे बीच बीच में एने का मैच देखते रहेंगे अभी अपन थोड़ी देर के लिए अजुलेला लजुलेला कर लेंगे 3 बजे तक फिर अपन 3-3:30 बजे तक मारेंगे कल्टी ठीक है See you in 5 minutes. Let's do some Azulela. Bye. कल अपने बॉयज को फुल सपोर्ट करेंगे. टेंशन नहीं लेने का लाला. We are not out yet. समझ रहे हो? Day 1 learn.